Didn't spell Luce right.
Yeah. It's awe-inspiring how sometimes someone can miss like a very what you would think is common knowledge and then not find out until years into their life, you know? And it's not even their fault. Like you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah. Oftentimes I call that like stupid people tax. Not because it's like not because the person is stupid, because I get hit with this all the time, but it's just like little trip ups in the system just meant to get extra money out of you, you know, where it's just like they're not going to teach you this. Either you're going to have a good friend with some wisdom or grandpa with some wisdom, or you're going to learn the hard way and it's going to cost you a lot of money, you know. And it just
Yeah, the goal in life is not being the person telling stories of what not to do from personal experience.
Yeah.
I think
we got 3 people watching on X right now.
Oh, neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're live on X, Facebook, and YouTube.
That when I was working on a charter boat back in high school, the first mate had a really good like description of what it takes, like the levels of mastery. And I think the first one is what we were talking about earlier, which is unconscious incompetence. Simply, you just don't know that you don't know, kind of deal, you know. But,
what's up, Chatter Dad? Someone noticed the cat.
I don't have a cat at least in my room.
Not in the room. Hey, Mr. Meowgy.
I have a dog laying on some of my dirty laundry. There. Puppy.
Puppy.
Her
And
name
this
is Ellie.
Kitty.
Ooh, that is a good kitty.
Thanks. It's Mr. Meowgy. He's just a big lump of love, man. Big lump of love. Well, shoot. The guy that told me to watch this is like not on here right now. I'm like, hey, brother.
I mean, I could turn you on to something different. Have you ever heard of the Mandela Catalog?
The Mandela Catalog. Watch a little something while we wait for the other people to come in.
Yeah, it's horror. It's more like conceptual horror.
Oh, okay. So I like SCP-esque.
Yes, it's adjacent for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be an eternal fan of SCP. It has such a good creativity behind it, and
yeah,
I never thought that just knowing about something could be so scary, and it's not even real.
Yeah. Oh, share this tab. Okay. Do you see my screen right now?
Nope.
Oh, let's see. Well, I guess while we wait for some more people to come in for some live commentary on the thing, we can on last night's thing I was going through Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book that just got put out 2 days ago. Got the whole thing here off of Voidzilla's. You know CoffeeZilla?
Oh, I know Voidzilla.
Okay, yeah, and then he's got this second channel where he went crazy on Trump when he started, being all going back and forth on the Epstein files. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like he can't run on releasing the Epstein files, and then be like, the file, they're on Pam Bondi's desk, they're on her desk, and then a month later, the Epstein files They're a hoax made by the Biden and the Obama administration. They're just lies. It's a hoax. There's no Epstein list. And then 2 weeks later, there's a list. We're putting a list together for you. like brother. Like
Let's be honest. Trump's first term, he blew his entire trust fund. Trump's second term, he was desperate for money, right? And now Trump's third term was completely paid by the entirety of the Epstein list.
You think?
Think about
it. I mean, you know that. I mean, you know that he got. We got someone new in the house. Who's Monster X Chicken? Welcome to the Metaverse Mingle, my friend.
Hello.
Yeah, I genuinely believe Epstein, Epstein list paid for Trump's third term.
Yeah, I told you I'd hop on, bro.
Heck yeah.
What's up?
Same old, eating a muffin.
Recognize each other.
I know this dude looks so fucking familiar, but I can't figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, you've all seen each other in Legion before.
What's your name?
God damn it!
I don't want to answer because what if we don't like each other?
Well, we'll be. Look, the only thing we need to know is we're both buddies with Andrew, and that's the important thing.
Oh, all right. My name's Skylar.
Welcome to the.
Oh, I'm Lave.
No fucking way.
Fuck yeah, bud. I'm
Whoa, dude. You don't look like.
You want to see some Viking shit? Real quick, I have an axe next to my bed 24/7.
Bro. Your face has changed so much.
Yeah. 2020. I know the taste of tear gas by the year it expired.
Bro, you look like you're 40. Why'd you go bald?
17. How about that?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, man.
It's not that bad. Think about the aerodynamics and the amount of money I save on shampoo.
It don't look bad. You're rocking it. It don't matter. You're fucking killing it. So,
honestly, though, I wasn't like. If you think back when I was a kid, tell me one time you really thought I had a genuinely good hairstyle. I could never care about hair, so I'm kind of glad that I went bald.
Yeah. You guys want to see something fucking cool as fuck?
Turbo motorcycle?
No. Let's see. No, but I am gonna get a bike here soon.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what you guys can see. There's a snake in here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Neat.
Let me see if I can spotlight this where we have more wait. No.
I wonder what happens if I rotate.
Oh, turtle.
The screen just ain't big enough. Oh wait,
no.
Fuck yeah, I can zoom in.
You can kind of zoom, sort of.
I'm trying to. Oh, there it is.
No
There's
way.
the view. There's the view that maximizes all our faces.
Yeah, we got a little snake.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like backwards.
I love
Hey,
snakes.
thank you, guys. What's up, Slaw? What's up, Slaw?
Who's
I
this?
swear I know who Slaw is. Look, Slaw. Hey, thanks, dog. Thank you. I'm like, I know who that is, but it's not like. Hey, go to join.andrewvisser.net and you'll pop up here as a speaker, Slaw. Like an evil villain. We're doing good things. We're doing good things, though, man. I promise. I got the evil villain cat, though. I will say, I do have the Siamese.
To go on the ELD legal.
You know what's weird? I think my cat sent you, Andrew. My cat just slinked right up to me, bro.
Oh shoot! We don't have the main guy on here, but do we want to get the do you want to get this
Osama bin Laden.
Oh boy, Osama bin Laden. The first thing it says. Yeah, you guys ready to start up
Dun dun dun.
This documentary.
Dun, dun. Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, I'll open up Grok. I'll open up Grok on a second page, and so if we want to fact check anything, just tell me to pause it, and we'll pause it and Grok it. And I can switch tabs like this. Look, boom, and now we're on Grok.
GPT, though?
Boom.
We're gonna have
What is-
AI
what do-
wars over which AI is more trustworthy.
Yeah. Which one will say Bush did it? No.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. We're gonna start. Or I hear some music in the background.
Not me.
That's me.
I know better than anything but royalty free.
That's fine.
All right, hit and play. Again, this.
I'm just so confused.
BBC,
I only,
C-SPAN
oh, there.
Planet, as well as Ian and Jules Day and James Hanlon, directors of the documentary film entitled 9/11, the filmmaker edition. The views expressed in Loose Change may not represent the views of the copyright owners or the individuals featured in such footage. The Day brothers, Mr. Hanlon, the firefighters they interviewed for their film, and Paramount, which distributes the Naudet Hanlon film, do not endorse or support the views expressed in Loose Change.
I don't feel like anyone read that first chunk.
What? There was reading? That was
The
listening.
first bit,
I
okay.
can't even- that's
Loose
a bullet
Change,
to me.
second edition.
This is hard to see.
The views expressed. I mean, this is from 2005. Yeah. The views expressed in Loose Change may not represent the views of the copyright owners or the individuals featured in such footage.
Oh, it's the disclaimer so they don't get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Expressed in Loose Change.
All right. There we go. Yeah, we have to pause it a lot to try and like actually read what's on the screen. All right, National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice. I don't think anybody could have predicted that these people would have taken an airplane and slam it into the World Trade Center. Okay. There were actually lots of warnings. No warnings. Richard Clark.
March 13th, 1962. Lyman Lemnitzer, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, presents a proposal to Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara named Operation Northwoods.
Operation Northwoods. Okay.
The document proposed staging terrorist attacks in and around Guantanamo Bay to provide a pretext for military intervention in Cuba. The plans included starting rumors about Cuba using clandestine radio, land friendly Cubans inside the base to stage attacks, starting riots at the main gate, blowing up ammunition inside the base, starting fires, sabotaging aircraft and ships on the base, bombing the base with mortar shells, sinking a ship outside the entrance, staging funerals for mock victims, staging a terror campaign in Miami, Florida, and Washington, D.C., and finally, destroying a drone aircraft over Cuban waters. The passengers, federal agents in reality, would allegedly be college students on vacation, A plane at Eglin Air Force Base would be painted and numbered as a duplicate of a registered civil aircraft belonging to a CIA front in Miami. The duplicate would be substituted for the real plane and loaded with the passengers. The real plane would be converted into a drone. The two planes would rendezvous south of Florida. The passenger-laden plane would land at Eglin Air Force Base to evacuate its passengers and return to its original status. The drone would pick up the scheduled flight plan and, over Cuban waters, transmit a Mayday signal before being blown up by remote control.
Hey, brother, you can be high on stream, but just don't be showing it all off on stream that much, okay? He's just like showing is actually I don't know. I should look that up actually. Maybe I guess YouTubers do show off their dabs and stuff on video, so maybe it isn't a problem.
No, it's up to you, bro. It's his turn.
Huh.
The plan is rejected by McNamara, and President John F. Kennedy removes Lemnitzer as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff months later. December 1st, 1984. A remote-controlled Boeing 720 takes off from Edwards Air Force Base and is crash-landed by NASA for fuel research. Before its destruction, the plane flew unmanned for a total of 16 hours and 22 minutes, including 10 takeoffs, 69 approaches, and 13 landings. August 1997. The cover of FEMA's Emergency Response to Terrorism depicts the World Trade Center in crosshairs.
That's crazy.
February 28, 1998. The Global Hawk, Raytheon's unmanned aircraft vehicle, completes its first flight over Edwards Air Force Base in California at an altitude of 32,000 feet. Cruising altitude for a commercial jetliner. 1999. NORAD begins conducting exercises in which hijacked airliners are flown into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. June 2000. The Department of Justice releases a terrorism manual with the World Trade Center in crosshairs.
Isn't that crazy that like they were literally using imagery of the Twin Towers before 9/11 for like counterterrorism like handbooks?
They were the two most prominent towers in New York. So New York being the capital in terms of trade of the country, it's a natural target. So not.
But like, what were they
not
implying? What were they implying?
Well,
Like, what were they implying was going to be done to the
I
towers?
kinda
Like,
see
what could
that
they?
That's like training manuals that they're giving their own people, like agents and whatnot. So this kind of imagery is to shock them into the reality that anything could be a target.
Okay.
September 2000. The Project for a New American Century, a neoconservative think tank whose members include Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, Jeb Bush, and Paul Wolfowitz, releases their report entitled Rebuilding America's Defenses. In it, they declare that the process of transformation, even if it brings revolutionary change, is likely to be a long one, absent some catastrophic and catalyzing event, like a new Pearl Harbor. October
Wow. Like predicting it, essentially.
24th, 2000. The Pentagon conducts the first of two training exercises called Moscow, which simulate a Boeing 757 crashing into the building.
They literally did emergency trainings at the Pentagon simulating a Boeing flying into it.
Charles Burlingame, an ex-Navy F.
Did you have something to add?
Oh no, sorry, that was all. I was just
War
saying.
pilot who worked in the Pentagon for 17 years, participates in an earlier version of this exercise in 1989 before retiring to take a job at American Airlines, where 12 years later, his Boeing 757 allegedly crashes into the Pentagon. April, his Boeing 757
wait.
before retiring to take a job at American Airlines, where 12 years later, his Boeing 757 allegedly crashes into the Pentagon. April 2001. NORAD plans an exercise in which a plane is flown into the Pentagon, but is projected as too unrealistic. June 2001. The Department of Defense initiates new instructions for military intervention in the case of a hijacking. It states that for all non-immediate responses, the Department of Defense must get permission directly from the Secretary of Defense. Attorney General John Ashcroft begins flying on chartered jets for the remainder of his term due to a threat assessment by the FBI. July 4th, 2001. Osama bin Laden, wanted by the United States since 1998, receives medical attention at the American Hospital in Dubai, where he is visited by a local chief of the CIA.
That is like super public info. Like that really blew my mind. What, like
This is crazy.
7 years ago, 8 years ago? Yeah.
Well,
Like
as
like
far
a
as I
month
know-
before, like months before 9/11, Osama bin Laden was literally visited by a CIA chief officer. Like,
Well, something to keep in mind is, I believe at the time we were training, basically Al Qaeda, 100%
I know.
to fight against communism.
Yeah.
July 24th, 2001. Larry A. Silverstein, who already owned World Trade Center 7, signs a 3-point
Oh. There he is.
Hey, you're watching the video.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are, bro.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. Enjoy.
Let's see. Hey, we got some people watching on X. We got Slaw here on YouTube. He just said he's really just going in chronological order. Okay, of like the things that happened. Yeah, going in order, leading up to 9/11. Yeah. All right. Welcome. Yeah, Dark Matter Sprinkles here. He's the guy that introduced me to this documentary. Who recommended it. Yeah, let's go.
$2 billion 99-year lease on the entire World Trade Center complex. $2 billion.
Wait,
Larry,
wait.
A. local chief of the CIA. July 24th, 2001. Larry A.
July 24th.
Silverstein,
2001.
who already owned World Trade Center 7, signs a $3.2 billion 99-year lease on the entire World Trade Center complex, 6 weeks before 9/11. Included in the lease is a $3.5 billion insurance policy specifically covering acts of terrorism.
6 weeks before 9/11, he gets an insurance policy specifically covering acts of terrorism on the World Trade. Is that just Building 7? Sprinkles.
What?
Is that just Building 7? Or
No.
this guy?
He
Or is
tried
it
to claim-
or was that insurance for all buildings for
no,
all
he
for
tried to
for-
claim over $3 billion in the end, saying every plane was a different incident, but he didn't get it.
$1 insurance policy specifically covering acts of terrorism.
Yeah,
September
what's up,
6th,
Kevin?
2001. 3,150 put options are placed on United Airlines stock. A
Hell
put
yeah.
option is a bet that a stock will fall. That day, put options were more than 4 times its daily average.
Come through, Kevin.
Bomb sniffing dogs are pulled from the World Trade Center, and security guards end 2 weeks of 12-hour shifts. September 7th, 2001. 27,294 put options are placed on Boeing stock, more than 5 times its daily average. September 10th, 2001. 4,516 put options are placed on American Airlines, almost 11 times its daily average.
And what?
Newsweek reports that a number of top Pentagon brass canceled their flight plans for the next morning. San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown receives a phone call warning him not to fly the next morning. And in Pakistan, at a military hospital, all of the urologists are replaced by a special team in order to host their guest of honor, Osama bin Laden, who is carefully escorted inside to be watched carefully and looked after. September 11th, 2001.
Does this one? You know how the Zeitgeist documentary covers all the trainings, like the flight trainings and stuff that they do? I guess we'll see.
National
We'll see if they
Reconnaissance
cover it.
Office in Chantilly, Virginia, is preparing for an exercise in which a small corporate jet crashes into their building. NORAD
Okay, yep,
is in the
literally,
middle of
boom.
a number
I
of military
spoke too soon.
exercises.
I spoke
The
too
first,
soon.
Vigilant Guardian, is described as an exercise that would pose an imaginary crisis to North American air defense outposts nationwide, The second, Northern Vigilance, moved fighter jets to Canada and Alaska to fight off an imaginary Russian fleet. 3 F-16s from Washington, D.C.'s National Guard at Andrews Air Force Base, 15 miles from the Pentagon, are flown 180 nautical miles away for a training mission in North Carolina. This left 14 fighter jets to protect the contiguous United States.
Hi, Boston Center, Team U. We have a problem here. We have a hijacked aircraft headed towards New York, and we need you guys we need someone to scramble some F-16s or something up there to help us out.
Is this real world or exercise?
No, this is not an exercise, not a test. Do we want to think about scrambling aircraft? Oh, God, I don't know. That's a decision somebody's going to have to make probably in the next 10 minutes. Everybody just left the room.
The first question I have is basically to get from you a sense of how you would rate the American media in their coverage of the events of the attack last September.
Well, let's see. Shamefully is a word that comes to mind.
This just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
But overall, the American journalism was cowed and intimidated by this massive flag sucking, this patriotic orgy. If you criticize the president, it's unpatriotic, and there's something wrong with you may be a terrorist.
So in that sense, Hunter S. Thompson, there's not enough room for dissenting voices?
Well, there's plenty of room. There's just not enough people are willing to take the risk.
Jim, I don't know whether we've confirmed that this was an air threat, or to be more specific, some people said they saw a missile.
There was definitely a blue logo. It was like a circular logo on the front of the plane. It definitely did not look like a commercial plane. I didn't see any windows on the side.
Mark, if what you say is true, those could be cargo planes. You said you didn't see any windows in the side?
I didn't see any windows on the side. It was not a normal flight that I've ever seen at an airport. It was a plane that had a blue logo on the front, and it did not look like it belonged in this area.
It's just sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
We need to write this down. Yeah, it's a good soundtrack.
This shit so trippy.
You sort of wonder when something like that happens. Well, who stands to benefit? Who had the opportunity and motive? You just kind of look at these basic things. I don't assume that I know the truth about what went on that day. And yeah, I just look around and looking for who had the motive, who had the opportunity, who had the equipment, who had the will. I spent enough time on the inside of the White House and I've been at campaigns. I've known enough of the people who do these things to know that the public version of the news, whatever it's been, is never really what happened. And these people, I think, are willing to take that even further.
A little loud.
It seems a very long bow to me, but are you sort of suggesting that this worked in the favour of the Bush administration?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're talking about plastic knives and using an American Airlines flight filled with our citizens and the missile to damage this building and similar that damaged the World Trade Center. Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld in an interview with Parade magazine on October 12, 2001 from inside the Pentagon. Oh, it's going to leave it up for
9:38.
plenty of time to read.
Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, by the way, homie did not mean to leave. But he's going to go to bed anyway, so.
Oh, I thought it got too real.
No, he says good night. He says good night to you, Chief.
Good night. Don't let the American Airlines buy.
Cool. My face is going to disappear for a sec. I'm going to text someone that's asking me to email them the link saying that it's not working on their phone. I'm like, bro.
Hani Hanyor allegedly executes a 330-degree turn at 530 miles per hour. Descending 7,000 feet in 2.5 minutes to crash American Airlines Flight 77 into the ground floor of the Pentagon. Its final approach took it directly across Washington Boulevard. Knocking light poles out of the ground and bouncing off of the lawn before impact. First, let's meet Hani Hanyor. Hanyor had come to Freeway Airport in Bowie, Maryland 1 month earlier, seeking to rent a small plane. However, when Hanyor went on 3 test runs in the second week of August, he had trouble controlling and landing a single-engine Cessna 172.
My name is Marcel Bernard, and I'm the chief flight instructor here at Freeway. Hani Hanyor. Well, basically what happened with him is he showed up at the airport and wanted to get checked out in the aircraft. See, he was already certified. He didn't come to us for flight training.
Yeah, he already had a pilot's license.
He had already earned his private instrument commercial at a school in Arizona, and I don't remember the name of the school, but he already had certificates in hand. And we sometimes occasionally have pilots that come to us that don't want flight training, but just want to rent our aircraft.
Which is the case of Hani Hanyor.
This was the case of Hani. He wanted to get checked out, as we call it, to rent our aircraft. And our insurance requires that he flies with one of our instructors to be found competent to rent.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the process that he was going through. The consensus was that he was very quiet, average or below average piloting skills.
Mm-hmm.
English was very poor. So I don't know where to. That's about the best description I can get to give you for his demeanor at the time. Very, uneventful from my perspective.
Regardless, air traffic controllers at Dulles International Airport that were tracking Flight 77 all thought that it was a military plane. Second, the light poles. On November 22nd, 2004, a private jet en route to Houston to pick up George Bush Sr. clipped a single light pole and crashed a minute away from landing at Houston's Hobby Airport. The wing ripped off upon impact, scattering debris over 100 yards. And yet, Flight 77 managed to tear 5 light poles completely out of the ground, maintaining enough control and energy to crash into the ground floor of the Pentagon. Third, you only have to look at the photos from that day to realize that whatever hit the Pentagon did not bounce off the lawn. If Flight 77 had crash landed and skidded into the Pentagon, it would have looked something like this. Instead, it looked like this, without a single scratch on the lawn. Fourth, why is there no discernible
I wish there were some more angles, but yeah.
There was, but the FBI kept all the footage and they never released it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never really looked at pictures
the-
of
the-
the Pentagon after it got
Look
hit.
at that shit, though, dude. Does it look like a fucking plane hit it? Where did the wings go? How? How did a plane hit that? How is that a plane? Like the plane, the wings of the plane would have done something to the fucking building too.
Yeah. Honestly. And man, I swear. Okay. 9/11 Pentagon crash photos. Let me see if I can find anything else legit. Share this tab instead. Okay.
Where are the wings?
Where's the? Come on, Jesus! I just want to zoom in on the photo. Open image in new tab. There we go. Like. Where's the plane? Oh, share this tab instead. Sorry, guys. I know. What do you think, Chief?
I don't know. I'd have to look at some more pictures to be honest.
Right? Some hooky spooky, some hocus pocus.
Bro, where are the
Mhm.
wings of a plane?
Oh. Whoops. I know, right? Here, accidentally. Share screen. Loose change. There we go. Not a body salvaged? Did these planes even have black boxes that got released?
I don't know.
Wait, they did identify the dead? Wait, did he just say that they identified the dead at the Pentagon?
No.
Even though.
No, they never found dead in the Pentagon. They never found dead.
Well, what
in
did he?
the
What did he
Pennsylvania
just? What did he
crash.
just say though? What did he just say then?
Dude, they didn't even get fucking plane parts without staging them. Like, keep watching. It'll elaborate.
How did investigators identify 184 out of 189 people?
Real quick.
Dental records. Dental records.
I can't see the video for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, dude, we can't see shit.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. There we go. Could you hear it at least?
No.
Damn. Okay.
The official explanation is that the intense heat from the jet fuel vaporized the entire plane. Indeed, From these pictures, it seems that there's absolutely no trace of a fully loaded Boeing 757. But if the fire was hot enough to incinerate a jumbo jet, then how could investigators identify 184 out of 189 people found at the Pentagon? The Armed Forces DNA Identification Laboratory, which was responsible for the task, was also responsible for identifying the dead in Shanksville. Keep that in mind for later. So what is a Boeing 757 made of? The exact details are not public knowledge. But what we do know is that Flight 77 had 2 Rolls-Royce.
Wait, the public details of what it's made of aren't... You can't just look up what the make and model of that plane is, and how is that not public
RB-211
info?
engines made of steel and titanium alloy.
Like, is it Boeing like hiding trade secrets from other plane competitors?
Oh, absolutely.
Which are 9 feet in
That's
diameter,
very-
12
they-
feet
all-
long,
all companies
and weigh
do
6.
that.
Yeah. They're like, sorry, you can't know what was in our planes from 9/11. No
Well,
trade
I mean,
secrets, boys.
if you're the best, why would you want to tell everyone the secret that makes you the best?
Right?
6 tons each. Titanium has a melting point of 1,688 degrees Celsius. Jet fuel is a hydrocarbon, which can maintain a constant temperature of 1,120 degrees Celsius after 40 minutes, but only if the fuel source is maintained. The fuel would have burned off immediately upon impact. Therefore, it is scientifically impossible that 12 tons of steel and titanium was vaporized by jet fuel. Likewise, the 2 engines should have been found relatively intact at the Pentagon. Instead, there was a single turbojet engine, approximately 3 feet in diameter, found inside the building. After this photo was published by American Free Press, readers wrote in to suggest that the turbine was a piece from the Auxiliary Power Unit, APU, located in the tail section of a 757. Chris Boleyn contacted Honeywell in Phoenix, Arizona, the manufacturer of the 757's APU. An expert, speaking on the condition of anonymity, told Boleyn that there's no way that's an APU wheel. Boleyn then contacted Pratt & Whitney and Rolls-Royce, the 2 companies that manufacture 757 engines. Pratt & Whitney pointed Boleyn towards Rolls-Royce, and John W. Brown, a spokesman for Rolls-Royce, told Boleyn that it is not apart from any Rolls-Royce engine that I'm familiar with. So, if this piece didn't come from a 757, then where? And where are the 2 engines from Flight 77? The second identifiable piece of debris was allegedly a piece of the fuselage. Skeptics have claimed that this is proof that Flight 77 hit the Pentagon. But this piece could have come from any American Airlines plane. And why is it not singed or scratched after a 530 mile per hour impact and the subsequent fireball? The third piece of debris was allegedly a diffuser case. Let's look a little closer at the diffuser case of a 757. Do you see the triangular bezels around the openings? Those are nowhere to be found on the case found at the Pentagon. Those are the case of a 757. Do you see the triangular bezels around the openings? Those are nowhere to be found on the case found at the Pentagon. The remainder of the debris was light enough to have been carried by hand. If Flight 77 vaporized on impact, it would be the first time in aviation history. For example, August 15th, 2005, Helios Airways Flight 522, a Boeing 737 en route to Athens, Greece, crashed into a hillside at full speed. 121 passengers, all dead. Fire. Tail sections. Wing sections. Engines. Cockpit. Bodies. Catch my drift? Fifth, why is the damage to the Pentagon completely inconsistent with a Boeing 757? These photos were taken before the roof of the outer ring had collapsed. The only visible damage to the outer wall
Hey,
is a
what's
single
up,
hole, no
external
more than 16
What's
feet in
up?
diameter.
What's up? Oh shoot! I didn't notice
A
homies
Boeing
here in the
757
chat.
is
Yo, I'm sorry, homie. External Vibes. What's up? What's up, External Vibes? You still here? You gotta join. Let me help homie here join. Join.andrewvisser.net. Minus the slash. Join.andrewvisser.net. I hope they're still watching. Sorry I missed you, External. I didn't notice that you commented that like 5 minutes ago. I don't have a second monitor for like the live chat yet, you know? I don't really have I don't have like the setup yet. This is honestly, this is the most active I've had yeah, this is just the most active that I've had the stream be so far, which is freaking exciting. You know, we got like like multiple people on X that have said hello, multiple people on YouTube, multiple people on Facebook. I got you homies right here freaking watching. It's freaking awesome. So thanks for being a part of this and helping bring my vision of the metaverse to reality.
Hell yeah.
155 feet long, 44 feet high, has a 124-foot wingspan, and weighs almost 100 tons. Are we supposed to believe that it disappeared into this hole without leaving any wreckage on the outside? Why is there no damage from where the wings, or the vertical stabilizer, or the engines would have slammed into the building? Remember how big the engines were? If 6 tons of steel and titanium slammed into the Pentagon at 530 miles per hour, they would bury themselves inside the building, leaving 2 very distinct imprints. And yet, the only damage to the outer wall is this single hole, with no damage from where the engines would have hit. Why are the windows next to the hole completely intact? Why are the cable spools in front of the hole unmoved? As for the inside of the Pentagon, there's another hole, approximately 16 feet in diameter, found on the other side of the sea ring, 3 rings from the impact. For that hole to have been caused by Flight 77, the Boeing would have had to smash through 9 feet of steel-reinforced concrete, traveling 310 feet. The nose of a commercial airliner is composed of lightweight carbon. This is what usually happens to the nose of a commercial airliner in a plane crash. If the nose caused this hole, where's the rest of the debris from the plane?
No shit.
What you watching? What are you watching, bro?
No, I'm watching what you're watching, and then somebody will be like, "Nah, man, it just sounds too much of a conspiracy theory. I don't know how much I believe in that. I'm gonna go and hide in the corner." Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard echo or something. It sounded like I heard like a second video playing or something. But that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, I do have to start making dinner and get some chores done before bed, so I'm gonna have to hop off.
I feel you, brother. Great job.
Alrighty, guys.
Hey, man.
Take
Super
it
nice
easy, enjoy
having
the
you.
rest.
Love you, Chief. See you on the next one. Hey, I think he's back. Hey, External Vibes, are you back, bro? Are you back? Come on, you got to meet. Actually, you know Aaron. This is Vincent's older homie that I would hang out with, that I'm trying to get on right now. Are you gonna come on, bro? I saw a second person pop on YouTube. Huh. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they show up.
So, what could blow a 16-foot hole on the outer ring of the Pentagon, smash through 3 rings, 9 feet of steel-reinforced concrete, and leave another 16-foot hole? A 757 or a cruise missile? This is what Slobodan Milosevic's house in Belgrade looked like after a Tomahawk cruise missile had hit it. See any similarities?
I was heading in northbound on 27.
The
The
eyewitnesses.
traffic this morning, it was, you know,
Some
typical
saw
rush
a
hour.
huge 100-ton commercial airliner.
Still, and I looked off. I was, you know, looked out my window. I saw this plane, a jet, American Airlines jet, coming.
Some saw a small 8 to 20 passenger.
How you gonna know
plane.
it's an American Airlines
So
jet?
maybe a 20 passenger.
It sounds like
Don't even.
bullshit.
What's
It
that?
sounds like rehearsed bullshit to me, dude. Oh, make sure to say it's an American Airlines jet.
Oh. Yeah. Honestly.
Your corporate jet, no markings on the side, coming in at a shallow.
And some saw a United States military helicopter.
When it occurred, he said that he saw a helicopter circle the building. He said that it appeared to be a U.S. military helicopter and that it disappeared behind the building where the helicopter landing zone is, and that he then saw a fireball go into the sky.
So, if a Boeing 757 didn't hit the Pentagon, then what did? Eyewitnesses inside and outside the building were thrown to the ground by what they described as a shockwave.
You don't get thrown across the room from something impacting the building. You get thrown across the room from planted explosives. I mean, you can vouch for this better than me because you're a veteran. Like you know more about how the physics of explosives are supposed to work. Am I right about that?
I think the Pentagon is full of a bunch of fucking liars anyway. So they're gonna say whatever it takes to, get their point across.
Oh, but when he says he was thrown across the just what I'm saying. When they say they're thrown across the room, that's not what happens when that's an explosion. Like you don't get thrown across the room because a plane. You'd get hit by the plane and killed.
You do get thrown across the room on 9/11, 2001. Because they said so.
Oh, so they just manipulated physics and reality to fit their narrative?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. All right.
Even the Sheraton Hotel, 1.6 miles away, was rocked by the blast. A number of military personnel at the Pentagon specifically mentioned smelling cordite.
If you're on YouTube, join up as a speaker, brother. Oh, you
Cordite
can't
and
get
jet
in
fuel
external.
have two very distinct
Click
smells.
this link. Here, try this link instead.
Cordite is a compound used in ammunition, which is comprised of nitroguanidine, nitrocellulose, and nitroglycerin. It is cool burning, produces little smoke and no flash, but produces a strong detonation wave. And eyewitnesses described a bright, silvery flash. Jet fuel combustion, i.e. the planes that hit the Twin Towers, is bright yellow at best. Watch this. A massive, smoldering fireball. No silvery flash, no shockwave. And at the Pentagon, a tiny, bright, silvery flash, which shakes nearby buildings. So what hit the Pentagon? Whatever it was, it might be related to the two planes that were in the air after the crash. The first one was uniformly identified as a C-130. The second plane was an unmarked white plane flying over Washington, D.C.
Aaron, I'm standing in Lafayette Park directly across from the White House, perhaps about 200 yards from the White House residence itself. About 10 minutes ago, there was a white jet circling overhead. Now, you generally don't see planes in the area over the White House. That is restricted airspace. No reason to believe that this jet was there for any nefarious purposes, but the Secret Service was very concerned, pointing up at the jet in the sky. It is out of sight now.
At 9:25, Jane Garvey, the head of the FAA, initiated a national ground stop, which prevents further takeoffs and requires all planes in the air to land. The order, which hasn't been implemented since the beginning of aviation, applied to almost every kind of plane, civilian, military, or law enforcement. Certain military flights were allowed to fly during this time, but the FAA isn't talking. Why were these two planes allowed in the air when everyone else had to land? And finally, why did people keep reporting a series of second explosions at the Pentagon?
Well, I can't tell you about that, but I was just here in front of the Capitol, which, by the way, has been evacuated, and back toward the Supreme Court area, we just heard a low, muffled thud. It sounded like a small explosion.
There have been unconfirmed reports of second explosions here at the Pentagon. We have not confirmed that, but again, the counter...
Seventh, surveillance cameras from a nearby gas station, Sheraton Hotel, and the Virginia Department of Transportation would have captured the entire thing. However, the FBI was there within minutes to confiscate the tapes, including a warning for the employees not to discuss what they had seen. If the government wishes to prove to us, once and for all, that Flight 77 hit the Pentagon, all they have to do is release video footage of Flight 77 hitting the Pentagon. Instead, they've released 5 frames from a camera across the heliport, even though none of them clearly show a Boeing 757. Finally, is it merely coincidence that the Pentagon was hit in the only section that was renovated to withstand that very same kind of attack? And that Donald Rumsfeld was safe in his office on the opposite end of the building? If the government has nothing to hide, why are they so afraid to answer a few questions or release a few videos?
About to talk about the thermite.
9:59, New York City, New York. The South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses to the ground in approximately 10 seconds. 29 minutes later, the North Tower follows suit, collapsing in approximately 10 seconds. Later that evening at 5:20, World Trade Center 7, a 47-story office building 300 feet away from the North Tower, suddenly collapses. The building's tenants included the CIA, Department of Defense, IRS, Secret Service, and Rudy Giuliani's emergency bunker. And the SEC was using it to store 3,000 to 4,000 files related to numerous Wall Street investigations.
Wow, that
Although
I did not
every single
know.
building surrounding Building 7 and the Twin Towers remained standing, Building 7 fell straight down into a convenient little pile in 6 seconds. Official explanation? Falling debris from the Twin Towers created an internal fire, which ignited several fuel tanks inside the building.
Wait,
If this is true,
wait.
then it would be the third steel-framed building in history to collapse because of a fire.
Wait. The official story is that Building 7 collapsed?
Yeah.
I thought the official story was that it was a planned demolition. I thought it was just a coincidental planned demolition, and that was official. And
No.
that it was like, look,
No.
planned demolition.
No, the story
No,
is that
the official
is that fire hit it. So because fire hit it, even though we didn't see fire anywhere on it, all the support came off at the same second and it collapsed into a little pile at free fall speed. That's the official story. And people believe it.
Okay. Do you see Grok right now? I need to just double check that. Like, for real. That's crazy.
People are literally that stupid, dude. Like, they will believe
What's
it.
the
People are so stupid, they'll believe it if
statement?
you repeat it enough times.
What?
People are
7
literally
on
that retarded, dude, that they will believe it.
11. The official statement: cause of the collapse. Collapse due to fire-induced structural failure. Debris from the collapse of the Twin Towers caused significant damage to World Trade Center 7, igniting multiple fires that burned for hours. These fires, fueled by office furnishings, led to thermal expansion and weakening of critical steel columns, particularly column 79. This initiated a progressive collapse. Progressive collapse? Or free fall collapse?
Bro, did you see the fucking support buckle in the repeated footage? Where like it's like this, and then it kind of like buckles like that, and then falls to free fall speed. Yeah, you're full of fucking shit. You're full of fucking shit. But people are literally that retarded that they will believe it if you just repeat it enough times, and they will defend it because they're literally that retarded. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, obviously, this is bullshit. I hear your skepticism. Oh, whatever. All right. Let's just, yeah. Get more water. Oh. I'm so sorry. I forgot to switch tabs.
Official explanation: falling debris from the Twin Towers on May 4th, 1988. A 62-story skyscraper in Los Angeles burned for 3 hours and spread over 4 floors. It did not collapse. On February 23rd, 1991, a 38-story skyscraper in Philadelphia, built in 1973, burned for more than 19 hours and spread over 8 floors. It did not collapse. On October 17, 2004, a 56-story skyscraper in Venezuela, built in 1976, burned for over 17 hours and spread to over 26 floors, eventually
Wow. Oh yeah, Jose wants us to talk about Charlie Kirk. Yeah. I'd like to, but I'm just drained on that right now, honestly.
reaching the roof. Guess what? It did not collapse. On February 12, 2005, the Windsor Building in Madrid, a 32-story tower framed in steel-reinforced concrete, burned for almost 24 hours, completely eradicating the upper 10 stories of the building. Although the top 10 floors of the building fell, the building itself did not collapse. And yet, on September 11th, 2001, two 110-story skyscrapers, completed in 1973, burned for 56 and 103 minutes, respectively, over 4 floors, before collapsing completely to the ground. One might argue that this was due to the construction of the World Trade Center. The Twin Towers were composed of 200,000 tons of steel, 425,000 cubic yards of concrete, 103 elevators, 43,600 windows, 60,000 tons of cooling equipment, and a 360-foot television antenna. The core of each tower was 87 by 133 feet, comprised of 47 box columns 36 by 16 inches thick. The North Tower was completed in 1970, standing at 1,368 feet tall, and the South Tower was completed in 1973, clocking in at 1,362 feet tall, making them the tallest buildings in the world until the Sears Tower was completed in 1974. And to think, the federal government would have us believe that these massive structures were destroyed by 10,000 gallons of jet fuel. However, eyewitnesses, video footage, and a little common sense quickly refutes that claim. The second plane hits the South Tower between the 78th and 82nd floors at 9:03 a.m. Slicing through the southeast corner, the majority of the jet fuel exploding outside in a massive fireball. Yet, this tower collapses first, even though the North Tower was hit straight on and had already been burning for 18 minutes longer. Sir Isaac Newton's laws of motion determine how quickly an object will travel a certain distance in complete free fall. Time squared equals distance squared divided by acceleration due to gravity. The South Tower was 1,362 feet tall. 85.1 equals 2724 divided by 32, or 9.2 seconds. The Twin Towers came down in nearly free fall speed. 200,000 tons of steel shatters and explodes outwards over 500 feet. 425,000 cubic yards of concrete is pulverized into dust. Thousands of lives are extinguished instantly. So what brought down the World Trade Center? Let's ask the experts. Van Romero, Vice President for Research at New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology. My opinion is, based on the videotapes, after the airplanes hit the World Trade Center, there were some explosive devices inside the building that caused the towers to collapse. 10 days later, certainly the fire is what caused the building to fail. Why would Romero change his mind so suddenly? Hyman Brown,
ghosts.
Civil engineering professor and the World Trade Center's construction manager. It was
Someone threatened him.
over-designed to withstand almost anything, including hurricanes, high winds, bombings, and an airplane hitting it. Although the buildings were designed to withstand a 150-year storm and the impact of a Boeing 707, jet fuel burning at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit weakened the steel. Kevin Ryan, Underwriters Laboratories, in a letter to Frank Gale of the National Institute of Standards and Technology. We know that the steel components were certified to ASTM E119. The time temperature curves for this standard require the samples to be exposed to temperatures around 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit for several hours, and as we all agree, the steel applied met those specifications. Additionally, I think we can all agree that even unfireproof steel will not melt until reaching red-hot temperatures of nearly 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Why Dr. Brown would imply that 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit would melt the high-grade steel used in those buildings makes no sense at all. This story just does not add up. If steel from those buildings did soften or melt, I'm sure we can all agree that this was certainly not due to jet fuel fires of any kind, let alone the briefly burning fires in those towers. Ryan's statements directly contradict statements from other experts claiming that 2,000-degree heat inside the World Trade Center caused the towers to collapse. As such, days after writing this letter, Kevin Ryan was fired from his position. Not even the experts agree with each other. So what else could have caused the Twin Towers and Building 7 to collapse?
10 o'clock Eastern Time this morning, just collapsing on itself.
The second building that was hit by the plane has just completely collapsed.
We have no idea what caused this.
Almost looks like one of those planned implosions.
As if a demolition team set off. When you see the old demolitions of these old buildings, it pulled it down on itself, and it is not there anymore.
If you wish to bring anybody who's ever watched a building being demolished on purpose knows that if you're going to do this, you have to get at the under infrastructure of a building and bring it down.
We heard another explosion, and I'm assuming that's the one that came from the lower level, since there were two. And I said,
Right, because it was like 18 minutes apart.
Well, this is the first explosion, and there was a second explosion in the same building. There were two explosions.
Okay.
Federal agencies that were down there do believe that there was some sort of explosive device somewhere else besides the plane.
Watching, bro.
Pat Dawson is close to the scene of that.
Who was supposed to join us tonight?
Well, Jose's been trying to hop on, but I guess his internet is just sucking.
Who's supposed to
I think
join
my
us
cousin,
tonight?
It's supposed to be, I mean, the people that were just on and already left.
So they couldn't stick around.
I guess not. No.
Shitty.
Brad, here, let me text Brad.
Shitty. Then what? They were like, no, you got to do it tomorrow at that time, or I can't come. And then they just bounce. How inconsiderate.
Yeah, I mean,
How inconsiderate.
low-key.
You know, I wouldn't
Still
do
love
that
him,
to people.
but
If
low-key.
I say if somebody's nice enough to set aside a time for me to come on, I'm gonna respect their, in goodwill, I'm gonna respect their time. But people are just so used to being that way nowadays, of just being ungrateful and rude.
For real. Let's see. Maybe Brad will come through. Maybe. All right. Yeah, I just messaged a few people. Oh, maybe Magnus. Bless you. Yeah, I was really hoping we'd have more people actually, stick through to the end as live speakers. If you're watching live right now, join up as a speaker. Would love to have if you're watching. You're welcome to join as a speaker. Would be really cool.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, it's still relatively early too. Like Oh, someone's typing a response. Ooh, he said, "Oh, hey, maybe when?" Right now, lol.
RN, motherfucker. RN. Earn.
Yeah. I told him right now. We'll see. We'll see what he says. Oh yeah, this guy keeps saying that he was gonna come through. He said he was gonna come through yesterday, and then he didn't. Then he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll come through tomorrow."
What does that tell you?
People don't know how to keep a schedule. I don't know.
People don't have any word.
Yeah.
When I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. You've always known me as a straight shooter. My word's always been gold.
Oh hey, what's up? What's up, homie? We had someone. Hey. What's up, Billy? Welcome to join as a speaker, Billy. If you want to give some live commentary to the documentary we're watching here, go to join.andrewvisser.net. And you'll pop up right here as a speaker. All right. Well, all right, let's keep.
Moments ago, I spoke to the chief of safety for the New York City Fire Department, Chief Albert Turry. He received word of the possibility of a secondary device, that is another bomb going off. He tried to get his men out as quickly as he could, but he said that there was another explosion which took place. And then an hour after the first hit here, with the first crash that took place, he said, there was another explosion that took place in one of the towers here. He thinks that there were actually devices that were planted in the building. The second device he speculates, was probably planted in the building.
There were 2 or 3 similar huge explosions, and the building literally shook. You literally shook at the base of this building.
First one and then the other. Some say after secondary explosions.
When the big explosion happened, all of a sudden the elevator blew up, smoke. I dragged the guy out. His skin was hanging off, and I dragged him out, and I helped him out to the ambulance.
Walking down the stairs, we made it to the 8th floor. Big explosion. Blew us back into the 8th floor.
Just get out of the tunnel and it blew.
The subway tunnel?
Yeah.
Tell us what's happening out there.
Oh my
We just
gosh.
witnessed some kind of secondary follow-up explosion on the World Trade Center number 2 in the water. Secondary.
We understand now there has been a secondary explosion on Tower 2.
There was another major explosion. The building itself Literally, the top of it came down, sending smoke and debris everywhere. Collapsed.
5 blocks from the World Trade Center, and we were standing here when there was some sort of collapse or explosion. Do you know if it was an explosion or if it was a building collapse?
To me, it sounded like an explosion. When I try to save people, the moment we heard a big explosion coming down, everything just went black. Everything came down, glass started popping, and people got hurt. Stuff went on top of them, and it was a big explosion. And everything got dark, real dark, like snow.
The FBI is here, as you can see. They had roped this area off. They were taking photographs and securing this area just prior to that huge explosion that we all heard and felt.
Coming over our radio, get out of the area. The second tower is coming down.
They tell you the second tower is coming.
Yes, it's about to collapse.
At 10:30, I tried to leave the building, but as soon as I got outside, I heard a second explosion and another rumble and more smoke and more dust. I ran inside the buildings, the chandelier shook, and again, black smoke filled the air. Within another 5 minutes, we were covered again with more silt and more dust. And then a fire marshal came in and said we had to leave because if there was a third explosion, this building might not last.
We just saw that as well. The second tower, the only one that was standing, tower number 1, just we saw some kind of explosion, a lot of smoke come out at the top of the tower, and then it collapsed down onto the streets below.
David Lee, what can you tell us?
John, just seconds ago, there was a huge explosion, and it appears right now the second World Trade Tower has just collapsed.
One eyewitness was standing among a crowd of people on Church Street, 2.5 blocks from the South Tower, when he saw a number of brief light sources being emitted from inside the building between floors 10 and 15. He saw about 6 of these flashes, accompanied by a crackling sound, before the tower collapsed. Ginny Carr was attending a business meeting on the 36th floor of One Liberty Plaza, across the street from the World Trade Center, and caught the first and second planes on tape. In the first recording, 2 distinct explosions can be heard.
It sounded like something crashed.
So what happened in the North Tower? Ask Willie Rodriguez. Willie, a janitor who worked in the World Trade Center for 20 years, was in sub-level 1 when the North Tower was hit.
And all of a sudden we hear boom! I thought it was a generator that blew up on the basement. And I said to myself, oh my God, I think it's a generator. And I was going to verbalize it. When I finished saying that in my mind, I hear boom! Right on the top, pretty far away. So it was a difference between coming from the basement and coming from the top. And that's, everybody started screaming. And a person comes running into the office saying, explosion, explosion, explosion. He got his hand extended and all the skin was pulled from his under his arm, all the way to the top of the fingertips, and it was hanging on both arms. Hanging and hanging. And then I look at his face and he was missing parts on his face. And I said, what happened? What happened? And he said, the elevators, the elevators. And that's something I didn't understand. So I figured, well, it was a generator probably on the elevators. And I said, don't move, because I was going to pick up the phone to call the EMS, the emergency service unit that was located on the South Tower. And they were pretty fast to answer those kind of calls. So when I went to pick up the phone, another explosion. And everything shake. And it was so hard that I thought it was an earthquake, because the sense of everything moving. I told everybody, get under your doors, the door frames. But then I said, no, wait, I heard explosions. I said, oh, everybody out, everybody out. So I started pushing everybody towards the loading dock, from the loading dock, and I took the guy. The name is Felipe David. This is a guy from Honduras that I did not know worked for Aramark, beverage supply company. He put all the beverage on the vending machines, and he was actually filling up his cart and doing the inventory to actually go to the different vending machines and fill it up. And apparently he was in front of one of the doors, and fire started coming from all over after the explosion, and all his skin was burning. He put his hand in front of his face, and that's how his skin got pulled over from the heat. And so I said, no, come on, let's go. I put his arm around my shoulder and started taking him outside the building until I saw an ambulance, put him inside the ambulance.
William, how many explosions did you hear total? Too many to count.
Or many explosions. And there were many explosions, and when I actually talk about those explosions, they said that, well, there were so many kitchens in the building, and they have probably those gas canisters. And I say, I don't believe that, because the building was a Class A building. There are very strict guidelines for what you can put in a kitchen. And I really doubt it was gas. Plus, it's evidence that the building have a very huge quantity of diesel fuel storage on the basement. Why? Because they have the mechanical, and the mechanical room needed supposedly some of that fuel to process the machinery that they have in the basement. So there was a lot of misconceptions of what happened that day in terms of the explosions. But up to date, I haven't received an actual explanation about the different explosions that I heard on the upper floors and not all the way to the top.
The windows in the lobby of the North Tower were blown out, and marble panels were blown off of the walls. This was brushed off as damage from a raging fireball that went barreling down the elevator shafts. However, the World Trade Center's core and elevator shafts were hermetically sealed, aka airtight. The fire could not possibly have had enough oxygen to travel 1,300 feet down. On 9/11, New York City lost 343 firefighters at the World Trade Center. Since they were the ones inside the Twin Towers before and as they collapsed, I'd say they have a pretty good idea of what happened.
Thank you to those men.
So what does the FDNY think?
It was like there was nobody in. What the fuck? What did we do? We made it outside. We made it about a block.
We made it at least 2 blocks, and we started running floor by floor instead of popping out.
It was if they had detonated.
Detonated.
They were planned to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down.
Numerous members of Engine 7 described explosions preceding the collapses, not to mention the damage to the lobby of the North Tower.
I heard a loud boom. And my first thing, I was right at the desk there on the left-hand side when you come into Tower 1. And I walked out, I didn't go out. I walked to where all the doorway was, the glass were broken, and I looked out, and I seen in the building across the street, I seen the shadow coming, I seen just the shadow in the building across the street coming down.
I wasn't expecting to see the damage that I saw in the lobby.
The lobby is about 6 stories high, and the lobby looked as though a bomb had exploded there. It's all the glass was taken out. There were 10-foot by 10-foot marble panels that were once walls. They were loose from the wall of the Trade Center.
I went around by the freight elevator, and I could see it was just blown. It was just a giant 30th floor. We hear another explosion. And at that time, we heard a huge explosion.
Firefighter Louis Caccioli told People Weekly, "I was taking firefighters up in the elevator to the 24th floor to get in position to evacuate workers. On the last trip up, a bomb went off. We think there were bombs set in the building." For more than a year, the Port Authority blocked the release of a tape of firefighters' transmissions from the World Trade Center on 9/11. In November 2002, the tape was finally released to the New York Times and other news outlets. Why did it take so long to get the tape released?
I got an eyewitness who said there was an explosion on floor 7-8.
Hey, Miyagi, what are you doing? Yeah.
We've got numerous people covered with dust from the secondary explosion. And we got another explosion on the tower, 1013. Number 2 has had a major explosion and what appears to be a complete collapse. Who's involved in the secondary explosion at Tower 1K? I've got 5.
Chief Oriel Palmer had reached the fire on the 78th floor of the South Tower and devised a plan to put it out.
We got 2 isolated pockets of fire. We should be able to knock it down with 2 lines. Right know that. 78th floor, numerous 1045 call horns.
If the 78th floor was a raging inferno like the government would have us believe, and Palmer wouldn't have gotten as far as he did, and certainly wouldn't have been able to put it out.
What you doing?
On August 12, 2005, an additional 15 hours of radio transmissions and transcripts of interviews with firefighters was finally released to the public. Firefighters described 2 events consistent with a controlled demolition: bright flashes from inside the building and a number of crackling sounds before the tower collapsed. The collapse of the World Trade Center was picked up by Columbia University's observatory in Palisades, New York. The South Tower registered as a 2.1 earthquake. The North Tower registered as a 2.3 earthquake. Won Young Kim told Chris Bolin that their seismographs pick up underground explosions from a quarry 20 miles away. These blasts are caused by 80,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate and cause local earthquakes between magnitude 1 and 2. The 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center did not even register because it was not coupled to the ground. During the collapse, most of the energy of the falling debris was absorbed by the towers and the neighboring structures, converting them into rubble and dust, or causing other damage. Mark Loiseau, the president of Controlled Demolition Incorporated, told American Free Press that in the basements of the World Trade Center were 47 central support columns connected to the bedrock. Hotspots of literally molten steel were discovered more than a month after September 11th. These incredibly hot areas were found at the bottoms of the elevator shafts, down 7 basement levels. The molten steel was found 3, 4, and 5 weeks later, when the rubble was being removed. He said that molten steel was also found underneath World Trade Center 7. The highest temperature was in the east corner of the South Tower, where a temperature of 1,377 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded. The molten steel in the basements was more than double that temperature.
Thermite.
Do you still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center? In all the videos of the collapses, explosions can be seen bursting from the building 20 to 30 stories below the demolition wave.
What an interesting angle. I've never seen that angle before. With all the water towers.
Etienne Sarre was filming his documentary, World Trade Center: The First 24 Hours, and caught both collapses on tape. Watch carefully. The tripod shakes 12 seconds before the North Tower begins collapsing.
Brad says he's gonna hop on in a bit.
You're probably asking, if there were bombs in the building, how would they get there without anyone noticing? Ben Fountain, a financial analyst who worked in the World Trade Center, told People magazine that in the weeks before 9/11, there were a number of unannounced and unusual drills, where sections of both the Twin Towers and Building 7 were evacuated for security reasons.
Wow.
A guard in the North Tower, told Newsday that security detail was working
Wow.
shifts for 2 weeks before 9/11, but on Thursday the 6th, bomb-sniffing dogs were abruptly removed from the building. So who authorized all this? President Bush's brother, Marvin, was board of directors at Securicom from 1993 until fiscal year 2000. Securicom now known as Stratasec, is an electronic security company backed by Kuwait American Corporation, which provided security for United Airlines, Dulles International Airport, and from the early 1990s up to the day of 9/11, the World Trade Center. Marvin is also former director at HCC Insurance Holdings, which insured parts of the World Trade Center on 9/11. More information on this was supposed to be disclosed, but never was. To date, the SEC has not revealed what they have learned. If only we could examine the debris from the World Trade Center and figure out what happened. Unfortunately, Mayor Giuliani began shipping the remains off to recycling yards overseas before investigators could even examine it. Not even FEMA was allowed into Ground Zero. Essentially, they blocked off a crime scene and destroyed all the evidence. Guess who was allowed into the site? Controlled Demolition, which was also responsible for cleaning up after the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995. It's interesting that on July 15, 2001, Controlled Demolition also brought down two 400-foot tall fuel reserve tanks from the World War II era.
Wow, what? That's crazy.
Regardless, I think what happened to the World Trade Center is simple enough. It was brought down in a carefully planned, controlled demolition. It was a psychological attack on the American people, and it was pulled off with military precision.
So we got 20 people watching on Twitter right now. Hey, if you're the homie watching on Facebook right now, you're welcome to join as a speaker, join as a live commentator. Welcome to the Metaverse
10:06 a.m.
Mingle.
Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
Welcome
Flight
to the
93
Metaverse
was en
Mingle.
route from Newark, New Jersey to California with 45 passengers when it went off course at 8:56 over northeastern Ohio.
You're also
According to
welcome
the
to hang
official
out and
story,
watch.
Flight 93 was en route to Washington, D.C.
Hope
when
you
it was
learn it.
overpowered by a group of passengers and crashed into an abandoned strip mine in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Out of all the events of 9/11, the one that has caused the most confusion is Flight 93. It was shot down, it wasn't shot down. However, evidence suggests that perhaps Flight 93 was nowhere near Shanksville.
Last hour. I want to get quickly to Chris Kanicki. He's a photographer with the Pittsburgh affiliate of Fox affiliate. He was back there just a couple of minutes ago. And Chris, I've seen the pictures. It looks like there's nothing there except for a hole in the ground.
Basically, that's right. The only thing you could see from where we were was a big gouge in the earth and some broken trees. We could see some people walking around in the area, but from where we could see, there wasn't much left.
Any large pieces of debris at all?
No, there was nothing that you could distinguish that a plane had crashed there.
Smoke, fire?
Was it a fake? Nothing. It was absolutely quiet. It was actually very quiet. Nothing going on down there. No smoke, no fire. Just a couple of people walking around. They look like part of the NTSB crew walking around looking at the pieces.
How big would you say that hole was?
From my estimates, I would guess it was probably about 20 to 15 feet long and probably about 10 feet long or 10 feet wide.
What could you see on the ground, if anything, other than dirt and ash? And
you couldn't see anything. You could just see dirt, ash, and people walking around. Broken.
Wally Miller,
Not
a Somerset
suspicious
County
at
coroner.
all.
It looked like somebody just dropped a bunch of metal out of the sky. In the Washington Post, it looked like someone took a scrap truck, dug a 10-foot ditch, and dumped trash into it. And as for the passengers, I stopped being coroner after about 20 minutes because there were no bodies there. In the Pittsburgh Review, I have not, to this day, seen a single drop of blood. Not a drop. It would seem that on one day, for the second time in history, an entire plane, along with its passengers, disappeared upon impact.
There are no signs of any survivors at the site of a Nigerian plane crash.
There he is. Welcome. Welcome to the Metaverse Mingle, you Paul. Happy to have you. Oh, he needs to get his headphones in. Welcome to the Metaverse Mingle, you Paul. Happy to have you, brother.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to today?
We're watching this documentary on 9/11.
You know, Charlie Kirk died today.
Yeah.
He was shot.
Yeah, I found out about it like as it was happening, pretty much.
Really?
It's really sad. The video, yeah, because I'm on X and news spreads really fast on there. I saw the video up close, like an up close video of the shot, and it's kind of scarring. I've never seen a video of someone that I knew, let alone someone that I like genuinely, respected, just get shot like that. It was visceral, man. I mean, it went like, it hit him like right here, and his blood like spurted out like a foot out. It's just heart-wrenching, man. I'm
What do
sad.
you think?
I'm sad about it.
No, what do you
I'm really
think?
sad. Me?
Yeah.
I like that guy. He was just talking to people. He was not doing anything wrong. Why shoot him?
Yeah. All he did is open up a stage for opposition to talk to him, and all he did was open a stage for people with different opinions to talk to him, and it's like literally what I'm doing here. I'm opening up a space where people can come in and speak their mind on stuff.
I know, but if you get too famous,
it's like,
one of your
that's
neighbors
the
will kick
thing.
down your door, and like 5 of them will bum rush your house and like light you on fire in your fucking toilet or something because you said something they didn't like.
You will always have haters.
When haters resort to killing, though, those aren't haters, man. Those are monsters,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I never saw him be like rude to somebody. It's not like he was saying what he was saying, but he never I didn't even like him, but I wouldn't want to shoot him.
Yeah.
I don't like him for other reasons, but I agree with him on everything.
I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but it's
you got to respect the fact that he never
better people to debate him.
He never interrupted. He was never rude. He was never vicious. He never interrupted people. All it was is civil the whole time. Like literally, it was like you can't. I don't think you can find him being uncivil ever.
No,
in any clip.
He's always like calm and just talking to people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was killed in Colorado, and he was like shot like Donald Trump was shot.
Colorado. I thought it was in Utah.
No, it's a
Sorry,
separate
Utah.
incident. It's a separate incident.
All right. 4 students were like killed in Colorado today.
Oh. Wow.
Why? Why was that?
It's just a mass shooting on campus.
Who did it?
I am not sure. I'm just getting the news. But why, man? There's so much hate in the West Coast. People are so happy in Texas, and there is no like problems there.
It's because I'm in Texas.
Oh, where?
Central Texas. And it's because if you break into my house right now, I'm going to shoot you. That's what it is. If you break into my house, I'm going to shoot you. If you try to drag me out of my car, I'm going to shoot you. And I would be justified in doing so.
Yeah, you are justified in doing so. Anyways.
No, I mean, Texas is just not one of those places where you want to do that kind of stuff to people. It's a different place. Like Colorado, you really can't. Utah's kind of the same though as Texas. It's just that was a whole different thing.
You think a lot of influencers now that speak on politics are gonna have bulletproof shields in front of them all the time now when they speak? Do you think that's gonna become like a norm now?
I think they're gonna make an even bigger one in Utah this time.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna bring a bunch of people in and have an even bigger event.
Yeah, they should. I mean, we have a chapter of Charlie Cook's organization in our university. We should do something about it. Why kill him? Like, he's just talking, literally.
At this point, they have to do something about it to show them that it's not gonna. Because if you just back down and you don't follow up with an even bigger event, it sends a message that it that it works. If you follow up with an even bigger event, it's like, well, you killed one guy and now we had an even bigger event.
How do you like Texas? I'm just coming back from there like a month ago.
It's really humid.
What's the temperature? It was like 90 in Fort Worth.
That doesn't bother me. The temperature doesn't bother me so much. I'm from a place that's even hotter.
Really?
It's the humidity I hate. I hate the traffic. I hate people's driving habits. I'd rather be in Idaho. I'd rather be in North Idaho.
No. We don't want to be here. Believe me.
It's beautiful. What do you mean? I got my degree. I lived there for the past 7 years, 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Moscow.
You're also from
This guy was my neighbor. For,
I was in the
4
physics
years.
department. I was in the physics department at University of Idaho. That's where I graduated. I was like the only Mexican in the physics department. Yeah.
I'm a senior this year in computer science.
Oh, yeah. Hey, is that guy from Jordan still a grad student there?
Who?
I forgot his name. He was a TA for my CS 120. He was Jordanian. He was from Jordan. Is he still a grad student?
I don't know.
Yeah. I did.
Fort Worth was much nicer.
Huh?
Fort Worth was a lot nicer than Idaho.
No way. Idaho has trees and nature. You've never been out to the woods?
Yeah, I was in heated Idaho like last week. I mean this Sunday.
Go walking at Helmer. Like if you go towards Safeway and you just keep going for like 50 minutes, it's beautiful. You can go out to public lands out there, and there's fishing nearby. There's
Moscow Mountains, right?
Mm-hmm. Or you can go fishing off of the river in Lewiston. That's beautiful too. Salmon season's coming up, so you can get like a fishing license and go fishing for salmon by the river there.
Cut it out.
Like it's so beautiful out there, dude. I didn't want to come to Texas. I only came here because I had to buy a house.
It's cheap in Texas. Super
It's
cheap.
cheaper. Mm-hmm.
Super cheap.
I would have never left Moscow. I could live there the rest of my life because it's so peaceful.
Really?
And there's not a lot of traffic. People don't drive inconsiderately and crazy. I loved it. I loved it a lot. You don't have to lock your doors here.
Yeah.
Here, like, I mean, there's people that try to open your door at night. I'd rather live in Moscow because you don't have to lock your doors. People are nicer and they respect you a little better.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they don't even drive as crazy, and it used to be better. Moscow used to be better in 2017 when I first moved there. After COVID, it just kind of got a little worse, but I would still live there.
I like Fort Ord. It's a big city. I'm a city person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I live in the suburbs of a major city in
Oh,
Texas.
My AirPod fell. Come on.
So trying to get a job after graduation, so I was thinking of Seattle or Chicago. How is that two places to live for like 3-4 years?
I think it sounds expensive.
Nah,
Not if you make enough.
I don't know.
Depends on the opportunity, you know.
I'm still trying to get into graduate school.
Really? For what?
Well, for physics. Yeah.
So you don't like being out of school?
I mean, I like it. I'll take it or leave it. I just kind of want to get my PhD.
Really?
I tried to get in here at Austin, but they wouldn't let me. So I'm trying to find another place nearby to do my PhD at.
No, man, I want to work. I am not studying anymore.
That's fine. I know.
I'm like too tired of studying.
I know you make more money when you actually work. I saw how much you make as a graduate student. It's not a lot, but I would do it just because, I mean, for me, I never get tired of the kind of work that you do in a graduate program. I published a paper with the chair of the physics department.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
if you
good,
ask
man.
him, he knows me. He knows me very well. Yeah, he knows who I am.
What? Your name is not Dark Matter Sprinkles. What's your name?
I mean, even if you said that, in the department,
Ron.
people would know me. Everybody knew me in the department.
As a Dark Matter Sprinkles?
Well, I was the dark matter guy. But
Really? What did you research on like dark matter?
I did an internship, yeah, before my last year.
Oh. Where?
In South Dakota, a mile underground.
For military or for like private?
I mean, for like the number one dark matter experiment in the world, I would say it's the number one experiment in the world for dark matter.
It would be CERN, right? In
No, that's there's like a gold mine a mile underground. There's a gold mine that goes over a mile underground in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And they have like a lab underground.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was so cool. I would have loved to have stayed on, but you know, that's the kind of stuff that made me want to go to graduate school. And just like, if I could get a job like that again, or a gig like that, just working, I'd never get tired of it.
Man, you'll always get tired if you're working like 8 hours a day.
Well, if you really like it.
I mean, still, it's tiring.
What's
I
wrong
like
with
IT, but
what,
I don't.
what if
wanna
you just
work
stayed in? What if you stayed in Moscow?
Nope,
Nope.
not an option.
Yeah, not enough opportunity, man.
There isn't. It's expensive to live there.
If you have like a main character mindset where you're like the main character of your life and you're gonna go make it big and do some big things in life, you can't just stay in the same town you graduated in. You know, it gets depressing. That's what happened to me. You know, I mean, I dropped out of college and then I got forced to stay in Idaho on felony probation for selling weed, whatever, you know, back in 2016. And it's like that, you know, it just sucked because like I had big dreams, big goals in life. I want to do big things, and I was just stuck in my college town and didn't work for me.
I miss it, dude. Like I used to walk around Moscow at like 2 or 3 in the morning I used to like it'd be like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'd walk
Yeah.
where my apartment was all the way down to the
I
corner
like
club.
visiting the country. I like visiting friends that live in the mountains or live in the
No.
woods and stuff.
I'd walk
know,
from like my apartment where the
nice to
A&W is, where the Pizza Hut is, and I'd walk all the way to the corner club and like walk back through downtown at like 3 in the morning, super safe, you know.
They close at 2 a.m. The corner club.
Well, I wouldn't go into the corner club. I would go.
Oh, okay.
I would walk to the corner club and then just walk. I wouldn't go to bars. But it was just super safe and it was super nice. There's so many trees here in Texas. It's just like the nature's a little weird. It's not really like trees. It's not desert. It's more like just Texas. There's the only way to say it. And it's humid and it's flat. But there's more opportunity here for sure than there is in North Idaho. North Idaho is the kind of place where like you retire or you have like some kind of like house in the cabin that you go for a vacation or something. It's not really like a place where you have a career with opportunities unless you're working for the university, basically.
True.
If you haven't noticed, everything at the University of Idaho, everything in Moscow revolves around working at the University of Idaho. All the good jobs are with the university. Yeah, that's the only thing that's going to employ you. That's going to pay good. So,
Hey guys, so someone commented on my post about Charlie, just saying all Charlie Kirk did was have a respectful dialogue with people he disagreed with, and someone a well-respected like actually probably the biggest most famous musician in Holland is friends with my dad. His name's York Van Norden. And he just said, all Charlie Kirk did was steer the USA towards a fascist autocracy. That's all he commented. And here's my response. Right? Yeah. So here's my response. Let me know what you think of this response. Calling Charlie Kirk's influence a push toward a fascist autocracy feels like a shortcut that skips the hard work of a real debate. Words like fascist are heavy and evoke historical regimes with centralized power and crushed dissent, which doesn't neatly fit Kirk's advocacy for free markets and conservative values. His rhetoric can be divisive, sure, and some of his takes on elections or culture wars spark valid concerns about polarization. But slapping on a label like that risks drowning out nuanced critique in favor of outrage. What specific actions of his worry you most? Let's unpack those instead of tossing around terms that shut down the conversation.
You have enormous patience. You have enormous patience with people.
Yeah, dude, man, one of my homies in Moscow, one of my good friends in Moscow, Cody Stradley, just messaged me. What a dark day in American history.
Yes.
For real, man. I was literally like holding back tears while I was at my like onboarding for my job.
Yeah, I was at work today and I hadn't looked at my phone for hours. And then I was about to get off. I looked at my phone and I saw the news. Yeah, terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, but what is this going to accomplish? We have to think about that. Like, okay, so this happened, but what is it going to do? Like, I spoke with you about this earlier, that like, I think a lot of people aren't one side or the other. I think a lot of people just kind of watch from the sidelines. And if you're one of those regular people that isn't mentally ill or a psycho that's watching from
like
the sidelines,
most Democrats are
you're
not
not.
extreme.
You're not. If you're one of those people that's just like a normal person watching from the sidelines, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, you know, like yourself here, Upal.
Yes.
Right. You're like, I think you're maybe just a regular person that's just watching from the sidelines, right? and you're just seeing like some guy who was never violent, who was just talking civilly, and then this happens to him.
Like you don't have extreme political views. You're just kind of like watching from the sidelines, right?
And there's so many people that just like that are like you that just watch this happen, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? That was totally unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
I learned it in Texas because Texas is much more happy and comfortable to live in because of what values they have, not the West Coast. Nope.
I would say places like Seattle, yeah, they're fucked because there's a lot of
San Francisco.
There's a lot of atheism, a lot of objectivism, a lot of relativism, a lot of nihilism in places like Seattle. That make it so that people are like that, where they have no moral compass. They're just dark people to be around, right?
Yeah. Man, the cool San Francisco, it's dead. Like all the buildings are closed. The downtown is like empty. There's no people on like a weekday. I'm like, why did I move here?
Well, that is true about people here. Well, I live in the more liberal part of Texas, which I don't really see. I mean, it's only like Texas is a big place, so I only see like one really liberal town. And even then, here it's like a 50-50 mix. In like the most liberal area part of Texas, it's still like a 50-50 mix with between, you know, that kind of person and other, you know, the other side. But that's what I was saying earlier, that like I don't think you have any like political convictions or anything. You're just somebody that watches from the sidelines. And what you saw today is just, hey man, this guy was just saying something and they just shot him instead of, you know what I mean? This happens. Yeah. So now you're starting to draw conclusions automatically, even though you're on the sidelines and you don't even have any convictions. You automatically start saying, well, like this is what's going on. You know, like it's not right what was done. So you're now like right. Less likely to sympathize with that other side because you're seeing what happens as a somebody watching from the sidelines.
I mean, Donald Trump was shot. I mean, why shoot him? He's like a nice person and all. He did like so much work. You don't like him. There's always gonna be some people who don't like you, but why like try to kill? Like, where is this hate coming from? What's the ideology behind that?
Right. Well, I mean, it's in. Oh, I mean, I could go deeper. I would say that it's so rooted into the mentality that makes them them.
What do you
where
mean?
Like it's acceptable to commit violence on the low key,
yeah,
in order to get your agenda across. And I mean that happened during COVID a lot. That they let them do it a lot. So after COVID, they're just used to like, okay, I guess violence is good now. We can use violence to get across our point because we know what's better for the world, and they are, you know, that's the way they look at it. And it's not about what's objectively right or wrong because they don't believe in objective right and wrong. They believe in, I decide what's good and I decide what's bad. It doesn't matter what's truly right or bad because there's a lot of nihilism and atheism, and they're just all made out of the same footprint when it comes to the way that they think, where like they don't care what's right or what's wrong.
Yeah.
They only care about doing what they need to do in order to get the world that they want.
Yeah, that's right. I'll do it anyways. Doesn't matter. I mean, Texas was so nice. People were so happy. And you don't see that in West Coast. Like I was in Spokane Airport for a night and everyone is like so scared and like just like it's even hard to get out of the airport. Like you go like a couple of blocks like the other way and there is a problem.
Was it cloudy?
No, Spokane it was good, but
okay, because that seems to happen.
Oh, in Spokane. In Spokane it's getting cloudy like that? Wow. Spokane is getting seedy like that?
Yeah, it's bad.
I guess it kind of has been, yeah.
there's a big homeless problem in Spokane, like in the middle of downtown. You're like, nope. The north side is a little better in Spokane, but
even Clarkston, man, next to the Costco. If you ever went to Costco in Clarkston, they have
Mr. Miyagi, what are you
they're
knocking
starting to
over,
have
dude?
a homeless problem there too. Where like behind the Walmart in Clarkston, there's this giant homeless camp as well.
in Idaho,
In Clarkston,
Washington, right?
on the border with Lewiston, yeah, like right next to the
Yeah, I was
Costco.
about to say Clarkston is still in Washington, not Idaho.
hmm
Okay.
What I don't want to see is I don't want to see that in Moscow. That would break my heart because I think Moscow is too pretty for that. I think Moscow is too beautiful to have that. Like, actually, I remember my last year of university, there was people that were camping in the river right on Paradise Creek, like next to where the Pizza Hut is, right on the creek on Paradise Path, right there. As soon as you cross the street. And they like there was like 50 people a day calling the cops. It was like, well, look, there's homeless people. Like, yeah, I mean, that kind of gave me hope that people don't want that kind of infection spreading to that, to the city where can you imagine you can't even walk downtown Moscow at night because you're gonna get jumped or something?
Yeah, with Andrew. Here's my roommate Asher.
Hey, Asher. Put Asher on camera.
Hey, Asher. He's in the restroom.
I want to say hi. Oh, he's in the restroom. Oh, okay. Well, when he comes
Look at
out, make him say hello.
Where is Miyagi? Is she there or?
Oh, he's right here. What's up, dude? Here, let me pick him up. Pick him up. Oh yeah. There's the guy. There's
Mr.
the
Miyagi.
guy. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how I met you, Paul, too, because we never met in Moscow. I met him through some friends that I
Josh.
met in Moscow like 6 years ago. I met Josh and Asher, and they were road tripping to just go hang out in Seattle for some fun a few weeks ago, and yeah, we got to hang out, and I got to meet you, Paul. That was really cool, and I got to see my other two buddies that I hadn't seen in a long time, and got to take Mr. Miyagi outside on a leash, so I got to show off how good my cat is at walking around.
You know what, hey, Paul, you know what part of the university I missed the most?
He's so good.
What?
You know what part of the university I missed the most?
Which part?
The library at night.
At night.
Oh man, the fishbowl. The fishbowl is so beautiful.
If you go to the
That's what they
fourth
called that
floor of the
thing.
if you go to the fourth floor of the library at night, it's completely like right around like 11 o'clock is completely silent in there. Super like you could just work all alone and do your work very like in peace and everything. I used to go to the library.
That's where the Reddit orgies happen, right?
I don't know, dude. Like I used to go in there. I used to go in there every night and just stay till like 2 a.m. and work on homework. Like that's. I mean, when you're.
I wish I tried that. I never went and vibed with that. But that sounds like a good vibe.
You know why? Because I'd also see Mitchell gets to clean
shoot!
the library.
What's up, Sparky? How long have you been here? I didn't hear you pop in, bro.
Well, that's like 5 minutes.
Really? 5 minutes you've been down there and I didn't put you in? God dang. I'm sorry, G. Welcome, Sparky. Another brother that I met, another guy from Moscow. Brad lived across from me, and Sparky lived across from me. So I don't mean to dox you guys. But yeah, Sparky lived across from me in his studio right when he started making music, doing music production. And he actually just got back from his first performance at a music festival. He had a set at Dance Festopia. Congrats on that, brother. freaking epic. But yeah, sometimes he hops on stream and serenades us with like live DJ sets and stuff. He'll just be like mixing music in the background, keeping the vibes up.
You are a DJ?
But he's like, let me show you my equipment.
Oh, that's what it meant. What is that?
Yes, sir. I do DJ.
Is that like a professional?
Hell yeah, Batman.
It's basically club standard. Like,
He's working his way up to professional. Yeah, he performs at clubs and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I said, he just performed at a festival.
Really?
Yeah, I was on the pool stage at Dance Festopia on Friday. Yeah, and I was so it was like a little muggy and rainy that day. And the guy that was running it, he was just like, there's hardly any people here. Play whatever the fuck you want. And I still play like my normal set. And then I bust out some of my more bass heavy tracks that are still kind of like housey, and then one mid-tempo. My homies that were there, they fucking loved it.
Hell yeah.
Like, there's so many people there in general, dude. Holy shit. Like 25,000 plus people. And basically, so the Gorge Amphitheater, it's about like 3 times bigger than this area, and still crammed about just as many people, if not more. Like, this place was literally a third the size of the Gorge out in Washington.
You're from Seattle,
It was
right?
nuts.
Or where are you from? Where are you living now?
Oh, Boise, Idaho.
Boise. You like the mountains, right?
Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm trying to scarf this food down real quick so I can actually talk with a better. Exactly. Exactly. Oh wait.
Shoot. Do you guys want to keep watching the Loose Change documentary, or how you guys feeling?
It's whatever they want, man. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna work on music, but it's a little late my time. I'm probably just gonna writing stuff, some sigil stuff into my grimoire shit. So I'm game either way.
It's 11:30, right, in Boise?
Yes, and it's close to the witching hour. Yeah, the witching hour is like around like midnight or 1 till about like 3 in the morning. So if you're into the magical Wicca paganism type bullshit, then it's basically the time to do your spells and invocations and all that bullshit.
Do you go to Winco?
Me?
Yeah.
Walmart.
Walmart?
Home delivery.
Okay. Cool. You live in the let me guess. If I were to guess what part do you live in, I would say do you live West A Street, right next to the Wendy's?
No, I'm in Lily Street right now. So near downtown. Actually 2 blocks from Corner Club.
From where?
Corner Club. So
From the Garden?
Oh, from the Corner Club. Okay.
Oh, the Corner Club.
That's really close. That's a nice place to live. It's a beautiful. You could just again, it's like 2 a.m. You could just go walk around downtown, you know, and then go, you know, while you're drinking a coffee or something. Super safe, you know. Oh, I miss it so much.
Man, the fact that everything in Moscow is in walking distance, I miss that.
It's the most walkable town ever. That's the thing here in Texas, dude. I live in a suburb of Austin. It's not a walkable city at all. If I want to go to the grocery store, I have to get in a car. Any store. If I want to go to the, like anywhere, if I want to go anywhere, I have to cross the freeway. And to cross the freeway, you need to get in a car. No, this city is not walkable at all. In Moscow, you could walk anywhere. You could walk to the Walmart. You could walk to the Rosars. You could walk to the Safeway. You could walk to the park on the other side of town. It's such a beautiful place to live, man. I miss it so much.
I miss Texas, man. Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. What did you like about it so much? The people. You said the people.
The night Fort Worth.
Well, it is sunny. It's really sunny here all the time. Which doesn't bother me.
That's got to be nice. It's starting to bother you, the sun?
No, it doesn't bother me. I said it probably won't bother him either.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because of our skin color.
Yeah, I might move to Arizona, man, and that would be really cool. The guy Chief, actually, that was on the call earlier, he's one of the guys that I'd be moving in with if I do move to Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Arizona, dude, it's a lot hotter than it is here. Arizona, like literally, is like 18 degrees hotter than it is here. Like here, if it gets 101, it's bad because of the humidity. In Arizona, there's like literally no humidity, but it gets to like 118, which is actually
it's like
feels
dry
really,
heat.
It feels really nice. I'm gonna say it. I mean, but that's because I'm originally from that kind of climate, but it's a different kind of heat than we get here. Here, it's just like humid, so you like start sweating as soon as you go outside. Over there, it's just like you won't sweat at all, and you'll dehydrate faster because it's hot, like a lot hotter.
I know that my mom lives in Florida, and it is humid as fuck over there. And even when I was at Dance Festopia, it was even kind of humid there out in Lacine, which is like an hour south of Kansas City. Wasn't like super hot, but it was definitely really muggy.
Well, yeah, Texas is just like, I don't know how people used to wear like long sleeves shirts and like ties 150 years ago here. And then on top of that, they had to wear a fucking coat. Like, how are you going to wear all that clothes and like not drop of like a heat stroke or something? It's hot as fuck.
AC.
There was like one thing that I found interesting. So I work construction, and I would see all the Mexicans wearing long sleeves, and I always wondered why they did that. And the reason why is like when they wear long sleeves, not only does it protect their skin from the sun, but also when they sweat, it acts like an something to cool them down throughout the day in a strange way.
As long as it's like a white long sleeve shirt. Yeah, you wouldn't want to wear like a black long sleeve shirt.
That's funny.
No, like they would wear like bright green, orange, or sometimes blue and white, but I rarely see them in black.
Yeah, you'll be like 10 degrees hotter. Yeah,
100%.
Here, though, one thing I don't like is that like your house takes a beating every summer. My house took a beating this summer because like it's clay here, so it loses moisture and it just kind of like shrinks up all the dirt around the foundation of your house. And over time, it'll wear your foundation down, and you'll start having to get like expensive as fuck home repairs done on your foundation because you'll start seeing cracks on your wall and shit from like your foundation wobbling back and forth as it loses moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Spray a little bit every so often, just so like it.
Interesting.
You're supposed to, but I didn't this year. So
I figured like once a week would probably be enough.
Every day. It's supposed to be every day.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad. No, it's the kind of clay that it is here. It's really bad because it's so hot. And then when it gets hot,
wait, you're supposed to do daily maintenance on your house
you're supposed to get
your house doesn't like degrade.
Soaker hoses on a timer that like let water flow for like half an hour twice a day. Supposedly, you're supposed to. I don't see nobody else doing it, so.
Interesting.
Yeah, Moscow doesn't have those problems. They probably just have like basement problems. And they're in.
I know
Well,
Boise doesn't have those issues.
Well, the thing about houses in Idaho is that they're all old as hell. And any new constructions are just like really small houses. You know?
Depends on location.
Really expensive houses.
Yeah.
Really expensive houses and any new construction. And any house already, it's like 100 years old. And it's like moldy somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
That's like the only downside. I mean, I had a really kick-ass landlord when I lived there, though.
One
I
house.
like that pedal board you got going right there, dude.
Sorry.
What?
That pedal board behind you. Is that a guitar or bass guitar?
No, that's a guitar pedal board. That's my pedal board, yeah. No, what were you saying, Upal?
There's a house in Moscow. It's going for 1.2 mil.
Is it by the Arboretum?
No, it's near the downtown. So you get left from the downtown, from the Nom Nom and the Rosars. You go a little like left.
That's disgusting.
Dude, what the fuck?
Wow.
Man, that's not even that. Like
That's a Seattle price.
Like,
is it a mansion?
Like I can say like
16 bedrooms.
Like, look, the chair of the physics department used to live on the outskirts of Moscow. So, like, his house was worth about $750,000 that I think he sold it for. And it was like a house on the outskirts of Moscow, and it had like a couple acres on it too, which I could see that costing like $700,000 in Moscow. But if you want a 1.5 million near downtown, is way too much.
1.2, but
1.2 million, dude. Like, nah, you could get a better deal on the outskirts of Moscow. You don't pay that much.
Move to Seattle. It's like 800 grand.
Nah, not doing that. Not doing that.
Why? A condo is like 800 grand in Seattle. Like in the downtown.
It's too much traffic, man. I mean, I when I went to Andrew's apartment, I had to leave. I had to make sure I took everything out of my car, because if I left like my laptop in there or something, somebody would just bust the fucking window and take my shit.
Instantly. Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Easy. Gone.
Yeah. Right?
I have a steering wheel lock on my car because someone literally tried to steal my entire car the first week I bought it.
Really?
Yeah.
Seattle, right?
The where the key goes into the door handle, right? On the outside. It's someone took a screwdriver and like broke it up. Mr. Miyagi, what are you knocking over here, dude? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing, kitty cat? Look at this. Look at this kitty cat. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this mad pussy. Look at this crazy guy.
What about your car getting stolen?
Oh yeah. Well, I just first week I had it. Someone used a screwdriver to break the the where the key goes in, right? Like they're ready to try and they're gonna hotwire my car and take that shit out. But thankfully they weren't able to get the door open fast enough. Like they probably got scared off by like the car alarm probably went off or something. I don't know, but yeah, I got lucky. And then that day I bought the best steering wheel lock I could find.
I would take the battery out of the fucking car.
Just take the battery out. I should just put an Apple tracker. I just need to put like an Apple tracker in it, and that way if they steal it, then I can just follow them.
Then
I can follow them and steal them back.
Put it in the gas cap, dude. Nobody will ever fucking notice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Put it in the gas cap.
They need to make those things gas proof, like liquid proof, so you can just like throw them inside your gas tank and forget about it.
Well, you need to charge it somehow.
That'd be funny. It would probably clog it. Once every 2 years, you just buy a new one and put it in there.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't.
Seattle's something else, man.
My Uber is cheaper than a car actually. Go to a city.
Yeah, I know, but you have to wait and call somebody to
And it's
take you
always
somewhere.
I came in San Francisco. I called an Uber at like 3 a.m. Port same like at 2:30. Uber
Yeah,
is
but
there.
then I like being able to get in the car and go camping out in the mountains outside of Seattle. Like, if you drive like an hour outside of Seattle up in like Lake what is it, Caches? You can go camping out there if you want, just on a whim if you want. It's like I'd rather have a car. You get some freedom to just go anywhere.
I don't know how to drive.
Oh, well, you could learn. It's okay. It's something everybody does. Moscow's a good place to learn how to drive. My wife didn't know how to drive, and she learned to drive in Moscow. She did wonderful.
Yeah?
Moscow's like the best place I can think of to learn how to drive because it's not the roads aren't complicated anywhere you go. If you drive during the right time of day, there's no traffic anywhere. You just need to have somebody that knows how to drive and drive with you in a car when you got your permit. You can drive to Pullman. Pullman, it's an easy drive. You could even drive on the other road, the one that takes you to Floyd's, and then go through the airport and get to Pullman that way, and then just like go to downtown Pullman and take Pullman Road back to Moscow, and then I don't know, drive out to Helmer. It's a straight shot. Yeah, it's like it's so easy to learn how to drive in Moscow. It's so easy to learn how to parallel park in Moscow.
Really?
Oh, I mean, even Andrew was learning how to drive in Moscow. Yeah, it's super easy. Compare that to like Seattle, dude. Seattle would be a fucking headache. Can you imagine driving downtown Seattle, learning how to drive, going up the road where it's like this? You're like, I hated that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. When you go to downtown Seattle, and you're like driving, right?
I mean, yeah, it's
you're on a stoplight.
Bro, my new job. My new job, my territory is literally gonna be like basically downtown Seattle. Like tomorrow I'm working downtown Seattle. So because before my past jobs knocking doors, I would go off to a neighborhood, like I wouldn't be in Seattle, I'd be in like Everett or Mukilteo or Lake Forest Park or by the waterfront somewhere. But no, I'm literally going to be knocking doors like in Seattle. So I'm going to be driving, usually I don't drive that much in Seattle. I just hit I-5, I'm 5 minutes away from I-5 from the highway. And I just hit I-5 and I'm off my merry way. And nope, now I'm going to be driving in Seattle.
Well, don't take care of yourself. I know that we're.
I know, man.
I know that it's not the best kinds of places. I told you how I took my wife there by accident one time, right where like the metro station is, and surprised we didn't get robbed.
Hey guys, it's 10:47. I gotta head out. Bye.
All right, man. It was nice meeting you. All right.
What's your name? Actually?
Aaron.
Thanks for popping in, you Paul.
Aaron?
Yeah. Enjoy the University of Idaho. Enjoy, the time you got there. I miss it a lot. Enjoy Moscow and try to learn how to drive in Moscow, dude. If you want, it's really easy to learn to drive there. It really is. Just enjoy that.
That's where I learned how to drive. I learned how to drive in Moscow in 1 month in my Impala, in my 05 Impala, and then I drove that thing all the way to Seattle when I moved.
Yeah, take care of yourself and enjoy
Got my
Moscow.
license. I got my license, 4 years ago in Moscow, so good night, brother. See you on the next one. I love that. It immediately rearranges our faces up here. Nice.
That was a cool guy. What a nice guy. Yeah.
He seemed cool.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I saw him.
Yeah,
somewhere
I try to attract good, open-minded people that are just that just want to make the world a better place, you know, and that are good to have open conversation, bro. I'm over here. Every single person that I've responded to in these comments has nothing to say. Mr. Miyagi, you're knocking things over. You're going crazy. You're going crazy, buddy.
I'm gonna go grab water. I'm really fucking thirsty. I'll be back.
Yeah. I'm gonna go water.
I'm thinking about cracking open a beer.
Oh boy.
Beer.
Why crack open a beer when you make your own mead, bro?
Trying not to dig into my own supply, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't it cost you more to get beer? Isn't it cheaper to drink your own supply than to buy beer?
So this beer, my roommate found a whole flat, like 24 beers for free, and he's gluten-free, so he can't drink it, so it's basically all mine.
Oh. Oh, okay. So you got. Oh, okay. Then that's a good deal. That's a good deal. It's free beer. You didn't say it was free beer.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. Drinking free booze. And this is actually a pretty solid beer too. It's not like it's like a pale ale IPA. And unlike most IPAs, it's not like super bitter. It's not super bitter. It's actually really fucking
Yeah,
good.
because it's pale. Yeah, it's well, I guess IPA stands for Indian Pale Ale, so all IPAs are pale ale. But
It's Arc Flash Ale 4.0 Pale Ale.
a 4.0%. Oh, okay.
No, it's like
yeah. So that's not.
It's actually
IPA.
like
That's just
5.
a PA.
It's 5.4%. It's just the name of it is just Arc Flash Ale 4.0.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Mr.
it's
Miyagi,
pretty tasty.
You're being so silly. I love you. I love you, Mr. Miyagi. You're gonna lay down right there. You don't have to lay down. Come hang out.
Yeah, I just need to inscribe some sigils in my book of shadows.
Okay, mister. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sereno, yes, Sereno, sir.
I mean, all right. I don't mind being right here, but I can't have my book be in the picture because it's my soul print. I can't be having unwanted eyes on this shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so I made a spicy post. I didn't even make. I made a post on Facebook that is now controversial, I guess.
And what's that?
I said, all Charlie Kirk did was have a respectful dialogue with people he disagreed with, and hella people are commenting bullshit and calling him fascist, and it's stupid.
Yeah,
but then other people
like,
are coming in and being real one. Other people are. You should just read it. You should just read it. It's interesting. It's interesting
I actually
going
did
through
read
the
it,
comments.
and I remember like looking at the guy too, and I've actually seen videos of him like having debates, and he's actually a pretty well spoken guy. Like I don't see like what all the hate is for. Probably because like I know that he gets into debates with like liberal students, and like he's kind of like Ben Shapiro, where like he kind of utilizes logic to kind of like break down like their fucking points of view, and it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, I can see it. I mean, it is what it is. He didn't deserve to get shot, though. I mean, come on.
Exactly, right? Like,
no one deserves to get shot simply for having a different point of view. That's just straight up dumb.
Yeah.
Even my own Titan is like, why do you?
It's like, yeah. You know why he was influential? Because he wasn't a pussy. Because he went out and stood on principle and stood on his beliefs. Do I agree with everything that he preached? Everything that he talked about? No. But I respect the heck out of what he was willing to do. So much. He was 33, bro.
I thought he was 31.
33. Or 31? That young? He's 31? Maybe he was 31.
We all know how this ends. We all know how this must end. We are left with no choice.
But violent revolution.
No.
Hey, this is good. This is good. I actually got someone to like give a real response to me. So someone
We all know
from my
how this
high
must
school,
end.
someone in my high school just responded. He called for the eradication of trans people. He won't be missed, is what he said, which is just so. And I'm like, and then I
want
checked
them to
on
do it again.
AI if he ever said that. He never said that. Like he never said that, and it's just like people spread light like it. You know, like people spreading lies like that is what leads to people wanting to incite violence. Like, yeah, if he was preaching for the eradication of trans people, yeah,
I wouldn't
violence
be.
would be coming his way.
I wouldn't.
You know
be
that would make sense. But
Andrew,
but he never said that.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be disturbed if they do it again. I wouldn't, because the more that they do it, the more people on the sidelines are going to be like, "Yikes! Goddamn! Look at these people.
That's the
These
unfortunate
people are
thing.
crazy. These
Yeah.
people are crazy." You know, because obviously we're not talking about.
It's a very
people
loud,
inside.
and the crazies are such
Yeah.
a loud minority. That's what makes me so mad, is that it's such a loud minority, where it makes you think like, do all people on the left think this way? It's like, no, they don't.
No, a
It's
lot of
very,
people are on the
very
sideline.
egregiously loud.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of
I have
people are
to
on the
agree with
sideline.
Darren on
The
this
more
one.
that they
a lot
do
of
it,
people,
the more.
even me, just tend to be on the sidelines, just seeing what the fuck.
And the more
And it's
people on the
always
sidelines,
Like you've
see
never
them
been
do
super,
it.
like Sparky's never been super political, you know. Sparky's never been like
Sparky,
that, but he's
Sparky,
on this.
Sparky, would you consider yourself somebody on the sidelines?
I like to see the opinions of both sides, and I don't like taking a side. I like to say like kind of like in the center.
So
And I
you
even
would just
remember
be like
taking,
a balanced
political-
person on the side, just like you're not picking a side. You're just a balanced person on the sideline. You're you're a balanced person on the sidelines.
more or less, because if I decide
Okay.
to step in at some point,
So-
someone on either side would basically immediately label me, and I'd just be sitting there going, what the fuck are you talking about?
So tomorrow, imagine that like a week from now, you find out that like somebody like the Hodge twins or Candace Owens was ambushed by like a mob of 5 Antifa people and they were fucking killed or whatever. Like the more that they do it, what happens to your opinion? The more that you see that these people do what they're doing.
The way I see it, it seems to fall under extremism. I know that both sides are capable of it, but I definitely see it more on the left. And it's just like, where is all this coming from? Like, what is inciting you to act this way? And it almost feels like that there's something going on where, and I wouldn't doubt if there was some sort of insider bullshit where they're paying these motherfuckers to incite this bullshit. I'd be more curious of like where the money is coming from that's allowing these motherfuckers to do what they have been getting away with doing.
Yeah. The summer
Like,
of
that's-
2020 sent a very clear message that kind of behavior was acceptable. Nobody got in trouble. It's been years where they just keep on doing it and nobody gets in trouble. And now we're
Yeah,
to the
that's
point
bullshit.
where they're like actively killing, like, so like the more that they do it, the more people like you, the more people that are just like don't give a shit and are on the sidelines, the more that they see like what the fuck is going on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I just think that, like, at least when it comes to this side of things, I see that there's some sort of like behind the scenes hands that are orchestrating this bullshit. And it's only a matter of time
Deepest
until
state.
some of that shit comes out, if or when it does. And it's, who knows what kind of hell will come from those type of revelations.
Well, that's why I wouldn't be upset if they did it again. Because, you know, you already know it's like, just let them dig their own grave, I guess.
Yeah, what's crazy too is my Facebook feed right now is full of centrist people being like, "Hey, I don't even like Trump, but what the fuck is wrong with you people?"
And that's what
like my
that's what
feed
you
is
want.
full of people. That's what we want. Yeah, my feed is
That's what you
full of that. Full of level-headed, centered people being like, what is up with this hate? Like, why are you like my freaking homie here, Dylan Jandro? Where's his post here? Got some really bad echo coming in, Sparky, for a second there. But yeah, he said you can okay. Yeah, Dylan said this guy said you can okay. It's working now, it's good. But yeah, he said you can have a difference in opinion, but doesn't mean you should be shot over it. I may dislike Trump, but I never wished harm to him. I may disagree with Kirk, but never wished harm on him. Pathetic, out of this country. But yeah, he probably meant something else, but he said pathetic, out of this country. United my ass.
I mean, that's the kind of that's what's gonna. I mean, how does that only serves against them? Like them doing this kind of shit only serves to to gather everybody on the sidelines against him.
Yep, pretty much.
And the beautiful thing is that there's no reasoning them out of this loop that they've already found themselves in. There's no way they can't even do it themselves. You just have to watch them do it. They're just going to get worse and worse and worse. They're already on autopilot. There's no getting them out of it. And everybody in the sidelines is just going to go like, what are you guys doing? Like if like next week they ambush, like Ben Shapiro or something,
It's the master hand at work, manipulating the masses when they can't think for them fucking selves. Like,
it only serves against them. At this point, everything that they do only serves against them after today. Because if they did this today, then tomorrow they're gonna do something even worse. And already,
you guys want to watch?
Yeah.
You guys want to watch Patrick Bet David or Osmond Gold's take on Charlie
Let's
Kirk?
watch Patrick first.
Cool.
Depending on how much.
Yeah. And my coach, it's not very long. It's 13 minutes. But my mentor, one of my coaches in Amway, Jaime Rios, he works directly for PBD. He works directly for Patrick. It's pretty crazy. So I get like little bits of extra insight and stuff on his life from Jaime. It's cool. But here, let's go. What were you saying, Brad? You saying you might have to go?
And it's gonna overheat again. So if I disconnect, then it's because my phone battery's low.
Why does your phone overheat like that?
Well, at first it wasn't, but it's because I'm on low power mode, and I'm trying to.
You're covering your microphone.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably end up getting off temporarily for a bit. Put my phone charge.
Yeah, close off apps you have in the background.
I don't have any apps on in the background.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, whatever you gotta do, broskies. Wait here.
Yeah, I'll pop back in a moment after I charge up a little bit. So.
Sounds good.
Why would you bet on Goliath when we got Bet David? Valuetainment, giving values contagious. This world of entrepreneurs.
Why would you bet on Goliath when you got Bet David? When you could bet on Bet David? I don't know the bars there. All right, this is.
Are we live? Okay. At this point, you've seen the news. Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, was shot.
31.
And report was made a few minutes ago that he is dead at the age of 31 years old. When this announcement was made, I'm right now at a conference of ours with thousands of people out there from 60 plus countries. Tony Robbins is on stage for the last 3 hours. I'm backstage. I get word he got shot. It's me, Vinny, Tom, the crew. We're sitting in the back. Family's there. Dylan's there. And, we're seeing the reports of, he's critical condition, but he's got a pulse. They got him. It's going to be fine. And then I hit the stage. And when I'm going on the stage, Kelly gives me the mic. Security gets me on the stage. I shake hands with Tony. We make our announcement. Tony heads back. The song Tony's playing at the time is a song played in Gladiator. If you know the song, you know which one I'm talking about. And Gladiator is a movie I've seen God knows how many times from 43 minutes on, because this is a very emotional movie when you see that, he wants to seek his vengeance, or he wants to get justice, or he wants to go out there and be able to get what he wanted to get for what they did to his family. I'm on stage. Vinny comes to the left while I'm on stage just to call Tom up to come and pray for Charlie to recover and heal. Vinny comes, gives me the hand signal. I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "It's done." Then Kelly comes to the front. She's the runner for me, telling me everything that I need to do. And she says, "He's dead." At that moment, we're about to wrap up the session. It's obviously a very overwhelming moment, because yesterday, while I'm speaking in front of everybody,
Why did his voice just cut out? Are people saying the... Yeah, there's the audio literally just completely cuts out here.
Then Kelly comes to the front.
What the heck?
Kelly had come up to you and let you know.
Okay.
But you heard me? 1 minute. 1 minute I was muted? Okay. So what's the last part? If you guys can comment, what's the last part you heard me? I'll tell you. What's the last thing you heard me say, Rob?
Kelly had come up to you and let you know that he had passed.
Kelly had come up to me and told me that he had passed. And when she did, obviously you're in front of thousands of people. You're trying to finish the session. You're overwhelmed. Tom comes up. The song is playing from Gladiator. And if you know Gladiator, you know the whole story. Tom gives a prayer, gets on his knees in front of everyone. The room is emotional when we made the announcement that Charlie Kirk is dead. You heard the reaction. Many people knew he was shot. Not many people knew he was dead. That happens. We finish the session. We come.
Can't keep muting yourself, Patrick. How does he keep muting himself?
You're back.
Okay, so something keeps causing it to be muted. Anyways,
hey, Mr.
I'm
Miyagi,
not going to be long, guys.
Don't be knocking books on.
You hear the news that the shooter, we've all seen a picture of the shooter. Rob, if you want to show the picture of the shooter that they're showing us, they say this is the shooter, and he's telling me, telling everybody, kill me, take me, do all the stuff that he's saying. And then other reports are coming saying this isn't the shooter, he's the patsy. I hope he makes it. If he doesn't make it, here's another story of somebody that's, another story of John F. Kennedy got shot, and then, hey, was it really him? Was it Oswald? Or was it somebody else? Same story with RFK, same story with everybody else. I hope this guy's alive, because at least we'll be able to find out if he is the guy or not, and if it's somebody else. If you've seen the video, not the one from the distance, if you saw the video, the close-up, that's when you knew the way the neck fell and the blood started gushing out the second it hit him, you knew this wasn't good. Elon Musk even tweeted saying, I hope he makes it, but that shot didn't look good. Now, here's what's wild. You hear MSNBC, some hosts are saying, we don't know who the shooter was. It could have been friendly fire from the people that are even on his own side. Nobody knows who shot him, Rob. I don't know if you have that clip. all these things that are circulating. If you got that clip, Rob, if you can play it, and I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel when you hear a clip like this? Go ahead, Rob. Is it working, Rob, or it's not? Okay, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it if you don't have it. But you hear the report from MSNBC saying the fact that it may be friendly fire. What do you mean it may be friendly fire? Who the hell says it may be friendly fire? Why would you even say like somebody's going to
You just emphasize we don't know any the full details of this. We don't know if this was the supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about
words. Did it mute again, Rob, or no? Okay. No, it's okay. If you go on X, and if we look at the most trending words right now, trending topics right now on X, this is one platform. It's not all the platforms. It's the first place I go to. Let me see what the world is thinking about. Number one trending word, Charlie Kirk. Number two, MSNBC. Number three, May God. Number four, Democrats. 5, Jesus. 6, evil. 7, Minnesota. 8, violence. Liberals, Heavenly Father. And you go all the way down to number 14, it's civil war. Then you go on some profiles on X, and you'll see certain people celebrating. They're happy. Thank God. All these other messages. Some other people are saying, this is it. We're going to take the streets. It's going to be civil war. They can't do this to us. If you believe in God, you know at the end of the day, he's going to handle these types of situation. The president tweeted twice on Truth Social. First one was about the fact that he was shot and hopes he feels better. And then the second one is the final one that says the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the U.S. Better than Charlie Kirk. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania, my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. This just came out a few minutes ago. What this made me think about as we're going through this next phase is I'm at this event. Security comes up to me. We got thousands of people. How do you want to handle this? Do you want to go out there? Do you want us to do this? Do you want us to do that? I said, no, we're going out there, no problem. Why? The enemy wants you to be afraid. The enemy wants you to back down. The enemy wants you to be worried, buckled. You know, oh my God, your knees are buckled, nervous. Oh, what's going to take place? No. The enemy also wants to divide. You think most of America hates each other the way some of these trending topics are being made on X? No. Most of us agree with about 80% of issues in life. I would say 90% of people agree with 80% of issues in life. Most of us do. Family values, finance, you have dreams, health, America, most of us do. Unfortunately, the 10% that may not, they are so loud and obnoxious that you think it's more than them.
See,
and sometimes it makes you seem like, well, maybe they're right and I'm not. But this is a very, very,
Glad you're hearing it from him
very,
and not
very
just from
interesting
me.
time. You're almost speechless for moments like this. You don't know what to say. Charlie was someone's son. He was someone's father. He's got a kid. He's got a family. Beautiful wife, Erica.
He's got 2
This is them celebrating. All he was talking about is
7
values
daughters.
of how to make your family better, have more kids. America's awesome.
No,
Freedom of
he
speech.
hates trans
Nothing
people.
crazy.
He wants to
didn't say
delete trans
Joe
people.
Biden's
He
Hitler.
was spilling hate like
He didn't
a
say
Nazi.
the opposing side is the enemy. He didn't say, hey, every other word with every other person on the opposing side is that. No. So I hope that while this event is taking place,
Literally,
something
2-year-old's
tells me
rage, man.
the president or somebody
They're
in
not
the
to
White
process
House
their thoughts.
is going to try to find a way to put a stop to this with certain
You really
words
do look
that
like
are
a Karen
used
when you do this.
that lead to violence. If you guys know, I'm not happy with certain words that we use. Why? Some people say, well, just because it's freedom of speech. That's not why. You can say what you want to say. To the wrong person, use that word. You incite, you excite them. You're like, oh my God, let me go do something about it. And boom, I feel like I'm going to be a hero taking this guy out. Now, who knows who this person was?
He was
This
just
could
on
have been
South
planned.
Park, man.
This could have been an accident. This could have been a one-man show. This could have been a funded. We have no clue. It's too early to jump to conclusion of what happened. But the reality of it is, Charlie Kirk, who every
Is that a
single
secured
time
event?
we had him on the podcast, we had him at our insurance conference multiple times, or I spoke at the AmFest
Were there
event in
metal
Arizona that he
detectors
would host with all these young
to
kids.
attend? That's what I'm wondering.
Every time you were around him, he was a class act. We were talking about
how
it earlier
hard
with
was
one of
it
our guys,
to get a gun in
Eric, and he said, what do you think is going to happen with all the young kids that follow Charlie? I said, to me, it's very simple. How many people do you know that
not being
watch
quiet
Charlie's
anymore, that's
content, the
what's
debates
happening.
for over 100 hours? I put 5 million people worldwide. How many people you think this was their role model? A 14-year-old kid, a 10-year-old kid, an 18-year-old kid, a 25-year-old kid. How many people looked up to this guy? So as much as it may seem like that temporarily the enemy won, I think this is going to backfire on the enemy, because the loss of Charlie and the example he left behind is going to lead to many of them that are going to look up to him saying, I'm going to be the next guy. And you're going to see the exponential growth of the values and principles that he shared go to a whole different level. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, my encouragement, in the military, they used to say, stay alert, stay live, be alert. We're being a little bit more cautious than we've ever been before, but we're not going to be afraid. We live in the greatest country in the world with the greatest
Patrick
values,
has to be careful
the greatest
now.
opportunity, and we're going to keep doing our
More
part.
careful.
And for those of you guys that are also shocked like I was, we're going to go through this process together. And I am naturally optimistic because I put my faith on a man upstairs. Individually,
Amen.
without him,
Amen.
I'm extremely concerned. But with him,
Amen.
I am extremely optimistic. So, didn't want to be here for too long. Our crew's in front of us. We'll be back on Friday. You won't see us tomorrow. Nor on tomorrow's what? Thursday's tomorrow. You won't see us tomorrow. But we'll be on from here where we are, 9 o'clock for 2+ hours. And we'll go a little bit deeper into this. And I appreciate you guys for joining us here. Last minute, some 80,000 people that are on here with us. God bless you and God bless America. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Wow.
There's no way out of this except through, we all know what's going to happen. There's no way out of it, dude. There's no way out of it. I saw this actually as soon as I drove.
Spent a lot of time with Charlie.
Yeah, I saw this earlier.
This one right here?
No, the Asmongold one.
Is it good? Should we watch? Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
he kind of talks
Should we watch
about
it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Is it like another? Is it a different angle on it, or is it like it's probably the same angle, huh?
He's basically saying what I'm telling you right now is that there's basically one solution for this. I say put him on. He'll kind of put words in my mouth here. Yeah, there's only one way out of this, and we all know what must be done.
Hey guys, it's me again, and it's been a little while. Just before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain why there haven't been any videos. My dad has been in the hospital for the better part of a week now. Very serious situation. It has required my full attention. And because of that, I've been on calls, I've been dealing with other people, talking to members of the family, and doing everything that I need to be there for my dad and for my family during this situation. And because of that, I haven't been live and I haven't made a lot of videos. I apologize for that. Hopefully, I'll be back as soon as possible. That being said, we had something insane happen today, and I was able to break away a little bit earlier, and I wanted to make a video about it and talk about the obvious and inevitable nature of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This happened a few hours ago, and it was probably one of the most gruesome and graphic, and this is coming from somebody who grew up on LiveLeak, videos I've ever seen. The first time I saw a video, I thought it was AI generated. The guy gets shot in the neck, and blood is spurting out. I didn't even know it could do that. And it was absolutely fucking horrifying to see something like that happen in front of a massive audience of people. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk has been a pretty noteworthy, controversial guy. He's a conservative. He goes to a lot of college campuses, does live debates. This is a pretty popular format nowadays. And Charlie Kirk has been popularizing it and utilizing it now for many years. And he was even featured in South Park recently because of it. Charlie Kirk definitely is not a super radical right-wing person, but I would say that he's more of the moderate to, kind of extreme right-wing. Very, very, I would say, lukewarm, though, in my opinion, at least especially, and this is where we're going, especially compared to now. And what I think is going to happen now, because obviously these shootings like this don't really happen inside of a vacuum, and they never do, they never have. And I think that the situation that we have right now is that there is a tremendous amount of political violence that is advocated for, promoted, and allowed to exist on social media that has turned up the temperature in all political conversations, all social conversations, and all discourse on the internet in general, to a point where it's almost unrecoverable. You have people that are out there all the time advocating for violence, advocating for people to get killed. Somebody needs to take care of this guy. Somebody needs to deal with this. I wish he were dead. Won't somebody do it? The 8647, all of the crypto messaging and all the doxing, right? Why do you dox somebody? Why do you post the person's home address? It's to make other people that are insane, like the person who killed Charlie Kirk, it's to give them the ammunition they need to kill that person and to put that person's life in danger. That's why they're doing it. And so that's the reason why they want to find out the identities of ICE agents. That's the reason why they want to find out the identities of Tesla owners, like at the beginning of the year. It's so they can destroy their car and destroy their lives. And this isn't necessarily a one-sided thing. I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a 90% left-wing thing. But that doesn't mean that the 10% right-wing people are right either. But I do think that now you're going to see a lot more right-wing people balancing out those scales. The fact is that you can take a knife to a gunfight all you want, and you can think that you're honorable, but you're going to end up being dead. And I think that's what right-wing people have done for a very long time. They've tried to speak above the political violence. They've tried to advocate above it and not try to stoop down to that level. But the issue is that
there's only one way out
a
of
lot
this.
of these social media companies have expressed literally zero desire to even do the bare minimum of moderation. I think that two of the worst actors are Twitter or X and Reddit. Both of these platforms are full of a bunch of extremist nut-ups that not only should have their accounts banned, but they should probably be put in mental institutions. And I think that now I find it to be kind of interesting taking a step back for a week or so and seeing how many people are coming around to the inevitable reality that this is the only path forward. There are so many people in society now that are just completely unhinged, under-medicated, and really just completely insane that you can't have a person like that running wild out in society. They cause problems for themselves, not to mention everybody else around them. And I think that the society, we need to have an honest conversation about how to deal with these people in a way that, and I'll be real, I don't really care about the people that are crazy. Their well-being and the way that, things are for them. Of course, obviously, I wouldn't want it to be bad, but it's certainly not important. What's really important is all the people who aren't crazy, making sure that people that are not crazy, that are good actors, that are law-abiding citizens, are able to live a life of peace, a life of prosperity, and a life without fear of going on the subway, for example, as at the recent event as well. And I think that every single person in the world deserves to live in a place like that. And I don't want to see, America turn into a PvP server. And it sure seems like it is. And I think that in order to prevent that from happening, we need to have honest conversations about what do you do with people that, get arrested 14 times.
Oh, actually, so what was that about what happened on the subway? Because I've seen a bunch of viral photos.
It was a crazy black guy who saw a white girl and killed her just because he's white.
And was it like? And she was like young, right? Wasn't it like a kid, basically?
Yeah, she's
like
from
the
Ukraine.
Photos, it looked like it was.
She was from Ukraine. She was absolutely horrified before she was just minding her business coming back from work on public transportation. He was sitting behind her, and he just didn't like her, so he killed her because she's white, and she was absolutely horrified. And as he killed her, she was just crying by herself, dying, and everybody on the bus didn't give a shit.
Wow. Oh, what?
And he had been released from jail about 14 times.
What?
And the last
About
time was
14
for some
okay.
kind of felony, and he was told to he just made a written promise to show up to court. And then he got out and went and killed her. Just because she was white. Because people like Van Jones can't shut their fucking mouth and fueling these fucking fires. Like people like Don Lemon and Van Jones, dude, really like they have done so much harm, dude. They have done so much harm by not shutting their fucking mouth, dude. Huh?
Who are those guys? What about them?
They're the newscasters, dude. Like, dude, Charlie Kirk, if you go to his Twitter, one of his last things he ever posted before he was killed is he posted Van Jones saying all white people have a virus in their brain. And this guy gets on CNN and says that every fucking day.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard of Van Jones. So these are the influencers that have. These are like the left-wing influencers.
Yeah, basically, I would say more or less. There's other ones, but they just say
like the Destinies, like the equivalent to like a Destiny.
Dude, Destiny will come out tomorrow and says, "Good, I'm glad that he'll say some stupid bullshit."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he would. Yeah, he probably already has. Let's see. Let me open up.
What a fucking piece of shit, dude! What a fucking vile piece of filth. I don't even want to know, dude, because I mean that shit's so fucked. But like I said, it's necessary.
Is his name spelt funny or something? How do I find his name? Is his name?
It's necessary because there's only one way out of this. And if they're doing now what they should have done in like 2016, it would have saved us a bunch of fucking time.
God damn it!
What do you say?
Wait, okay. Destiny. Stephen Bonnell. Okay. Things I've learned. Good guys with guns don't stop tyrannical governments, and they don't stop bad guys with guns.
Dude.
Things I've learned. Good guys with guns don't stop tyrannical governments, and they don't stop bad guys with guns. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, now he's like, hey, is the FBI director going to be held accountable? Is Kash Patel going to be held accountable for... Oh, wait, I can just click here, and now I'm sharing him. Yeah.
Don't even regurgitate
okay,
that
Kash Patel did speak way too soon here, because... What the fuck, dude? What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? All right, let's get the fuck out of it.
There's no talking them out of it, by the way. They're only going to get worse worse and worse.
Who the fuck is this guy? Post a fucking noose here on Patel's fucking wall and he gets 16,000 likes? What the fuck? What the fuck is this guy? Oh, no, wait. This guy is... Who is he saying needs to be hung then? Oh, he's saying to hang the... He's saying to hang the shooter. Gotcha. Yeah, you gotta... You don't know these days, man. You don't know what the fuck. He's saying to hang the shooter, not Patel. Okay, but yeah, but they don't actually have him in custody. They got the wrong guy. At least that's what they ended up saying. And so it's... Anyways. I should stop sharing that. Share this instead. But yeah, so the two people that you were talking about are like Destiny types. That's what I was trying to get at.
Oh, like I said, there's no way of talking them out of it. There's no way. At this point, it's only going to progress and progress and progress. There's no way.
Did you even hear what I just asked you? I just asked you a question.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
I don't
So
look at-
what are the names of the two guys that you mentioned?
Van Jones and like Don Lemon, which Don Lemon doesn't say as much
Okay.
shit as he used to. But like, go to Charlie Kirk, his X account, 16 hours ago. There, that'll be sufficient for you to get it. Okay.
Kind of heartbreaking, dude.
Go down 16 hours ago. There, that one. No, one more. That one right there. That one right there. See that piece of fucking human filth. He
Wait,
like,
who?
people like
Jillian?
him. No.
Or the guy on this screen talk.
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
him,
Van
him, yeah.
Jones. Okay. What does he say
Even the
here? Let's
most
see.
liberal, well-intentioned white person has a virus in his or her brain that can be activated at an instant. And so what you're seeing now is a curtain falling away. And those of us who have been burdened by this every minute, every second of our entire lives are fragile right now. So even the most liberal, well-intentioned white person has a
Okay. What the fuck?
Yeah, you see, if you hear that shit in an echo chamber year after year,
One of the most racist things I've. Oh yeah, in an echo. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and then people get violent and there's no legal consequences for it. Oh, dude, like I said,
Yo, actually though, bro, like what? So I'm assuming this is the girl that got fucking killed.
yeah.
On the subway. That's so fucking sad, dude.
Look at how scared she was. Oh no, so
That
Photoshop.
happened like, yeah. They're saying if it was a white guy.
I mean, but is it gonna
stabbing
go
a
or like
black
let's say
woman.
nothing happens in the next month? Are people just gonna go back to normal? I don't think that. Like when is something so horrific
It is
gonna
time to
happen
change
that people just fucking snap? That's what I want to know. It's like when is something so horrific gonna happen when people finally fucking snap? I've been waiting for years.
All right, yeah. Just seriously. All right, back to this boy.
And it's not even a question, right? You put them in jail and you throw away the key and you compel them to work, and that way you can make the money back from imprisoning them forever. That's the way that you solve that problem. It's very simple, actually. But for some reason, the way that makes people feel has made them unwilling to look at this obvious truth. If you look in history, this is what we've always done in history, and it's because it works. And the problem is that now we have so much of the discourse that's dominated by emotional thinking, that's dominated by the most unstable, the most virtue signal, the most, ridiculous performative empathy possible. And that's defining a huge political voice in the country. This has become a tremendous detriment to everyone. And I think that with people like the shooter that probably shot Charlie Kirk, with that guy in the subway that stabbed that Ukrainian woman, or with that trans shooter that shot up the school, one thing that's common among all of them is that these people, in almost all cases, were verifiably nuts beforehand, and nothing ever was done about it. And until we can stomach the idea of solving problems like that before they happen, we're going to keep having problems. And I think that with Charlie Kirk, it's very obvious.
That's really well said, honestly. That's a win take of like, we need to start helping people the right way.
And it's still not going to make despite
Even if
everything
everyone
that's
had free
happened,
therapy, they just end up with therapists that are fucking echo chambers here.
despite
in
everything
Seattle.
that happened,
You
it's
know?
still not enough to make people snap.
Obvious that the amount of political violence and advocating for political violence that's happening on the internet has turned up the temperature and created
That's
an
so
environment
sad.
and a culture where this type of behavior is normal. And not only is it normal, but it's actually encouraged. And the problem is that now people are acting on it. And you're starting to see this happen, and I think it's going to continue getting worse. I don't think Charlie Kirk is going to be the last one, but I think that we will look at Charlie Kirk's death and see it as a turning point in this topic. And what I'm really trying to get at here with this entire point is that right now we are at a extremely pivotal moment. And I think that what's going to end up happening is that right-wing people are not going to continue to turn the other cheek. They're not going to continue to just, oh, well, this is just a crazy left-wing radical. I think you're probably going to see right-wing people doing the same thing to left-wing people. And honestly, while I don't think this is a good thing, I certainly don't really feel that sorry for them, because a lot of left-wing people have no problem advocating for violence, or at least using coded language in order to advocate for violence. The fact is that there's a certain level of intellectual dishonesty that goes on in situations like this, where it's considered, oh, well, this isn't actually what they meant, and no, this is actually some others. No, it is. It's exactly what they mean. They're trying to advocate for killing people that they disagree with. That's what's happening, and there's no talking around it. And to the extent that you try to, you're insulting the intelligence of anyone that you're speaking to. And I think that now you're going to start seeing a lot of right-wing people end up doing this to left-wing people now even more, because it's very clear that these social media platforms are.
I mean, I hope to God it doesn't manifest in forms of like school shootings and bullshit, right? Like fuck no. Hope
It
to
already
God.
has.
I mean, like right-wing ones. Well, I guess I already had, like, it has. I mean, most shootings aren't really political. Most shootings, like even the trans one, like that wasn't, like, if you looked at the book, manifesto of that person's book, like, they were possessed by a demon. Like, they literally, you saw the drawing where they drew themselves looking at themselves in the mirror, and they saw a demon in the mirror. Did you see that? Did you see the drawings of the shooter?
I think it's all. I think it was political.
But it's like really, because I don't think it was, right. I think that was just a fucked up fucking person. Like, if you read their book, their manifesto, there's nothing really political in there. It's all just a weird, like an autistic fascination with school shootings from a young age. And that's what the person did, was like watch, like they had a hyperfixation on watching, on researching and watching stuff about school shootings. And they did that for years and just filled their heads up with it. And they wanted to be one of them. But they went back and forth on it because they didn't want to do it to they said that they loved their parents and they couldn't do that to them, but eventually just decided to. So yeah, if you actually read the manifesto, if you actually read the shooter's manifesto, it doesn't seem political at all.
It was political.
To my recollection.
This is more
If
political.
you just want to say it's political, you can, but this is political. Yeah,
This is way more political. But the other one was.
If you want to say so, do you have any like point?
He did it because they were
that
religious.
makes it political?
He did it because they were religious. It wasn't. It was particularly because it was a religious place. That's political.
Yeah, You're saying because
of what they stood for.
They were atheists?
Because of what they stood for.
Potentially.
Because of what the victim stood for, essentially.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess those actions speak way louder than, the lack of words in a manifesto.
Not going to moderate this behavior. The FBI, for whatever reason, just refuses to deal with or have any degree of accountability for dealing with these obvious terrorists that are in the country. And because of that, I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of violence from right-wing people as well. And this is going to be, in my...
You see, another thing, I think they just wanted to one-up the other shooters in edginess. As fucked up as it sounds, and just like how deranged someone can get in terms of what they're gonna do to feel good about themselves, but their whole ego is wrapped around idolizing past mass shooters, basically, specifically ones that shot up kids, and that I think I completely see what you're saying. But I also gotta say, but I can also see what I'm saying here too, right? Where it's just the edginess of gonna one up them, oh they shot a preschool, I'm gonna shoot him at the freaking church. Just fucked up.
My opinion.
I don't know. Do you see that? Do you see where I'm coming from on that?
I think it was political. I think it was just because
I know
they were a tranny. They hate God. Those people are happier. They were in a place that they hate. They're going to send a message. I'm going to kill these people because they're participating in something that I hate. And it's really that simple. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I see that.
I don't really think the word is justified because it's not justified, but the word is expected. I think it's going to be expected. The fact is that, again, you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. And don't be surprised when you keep bringing guns to gunfights and then somebody else decides to start shooting back. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think this is a degradation of society as a whole. And ultimately, the real burden of responsibility here doesn't really fall on influencers. And I don't think that it falls even on the commenters themselves. I think it falls primarily on the government. The fact is that the government, there are already laws that permit, explicit calls to violence. There's already laws that permit the types of stalking and doxing that people engage in online. And one of the big things that is a misconception is that people like me want new laws. We want any form of extra censorship at all. I certainly don't want that, and I don't know anybody else that does either. But what we do want is we want the existing laws to be applied and to be enforced in an accurate and a fair way, which is clearly not what's happening. And really, the government not doing that and giving this asymmetrical, in my opinion, advantage to left-wing people to fully and with complete freedom practice genuine terrorism on a daily basis, and then congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it because something bad that happened in Palestine or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so, and I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends or, their, like icons that they look up to, the same way people looked up to Charlie Kirk, until they start seeing those people get killed, I don't think it's really going to be real for them. And unfortunately, I think that's the path that we're headed down because of the government and social media companies and every other seemingly governmental apparatus that has just completely hand-waved this problem and ignored it entirely. So the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of him should not come as a surprise to anyone. This should be something that everybody could have expected. All you had to do is read Twitter for an hour and you could have told me this would have happened, of course. Same with Reddit. And until that core problem is addressed, you will continue to see a rapid decline in any time.
Are you on Reddit at all?
Not often.
I've never been there. Like,
I mean,
barely. I've
I
only
kind
been
of
on
read
Reddit
some of the shit. It
when
looks
I
like
research
it feels like a garbage can. Honestly, it just I don't really go there very much.
Yeah.
It feels like a garbage can in there.
Because I know what he's talking about X.
I don't bother.
I don't know what he's talking about with Reddit. Yeah. It's garbage.
Type
Yeah.
of social discourse. And I'm actually kind of afraid to see what's going to happen next, because I think it's just going to continue getting worse. And I don't see the reason for it to stop. And so anyway, I wanted to make this video because it's obviously a topic that, you know, I've been talking about this a lot for the past few years now, and I was laughed at a lot, and people were telling me it wasn't that big of a deal, and oh, they were joking. Well, I saw the video. That wasn't a joke. And the reality is that those jokes and everything create a culture and an environment where the actual actions are more permissible. And you also have people that are the ones telling me, quote, jokes that are talking around just, you know, directly, you know, saying that this is a bad thing and it shouldn't be tolerated for any reason. You have, I don't want to go through a bunch of different names, but anybody, this is the way I look at it. I'm just going to make a categorical judgment here, is that any content creator or anybody like this who has been advocating for violence against a person in an extrajudicial way. I'm not talking about trying people who they disagree with for treason. This is advocating for the judicial process to be used against people they disagree with. I think that's fine. But whenever you have people that are saying things like 8647, or anybody who's advocating for any form of extrajudicial justice, extrajudicial justice, and basically vigilante justice on people who they disagree with politically, you have to realize that all of those people, I think, have made themselves acceptable targets. And I think that there's a lot and millions of people out there nowadays that see that. And I think that that should be extremely worrying for them. Be terrifying. But the reality is that they have created that environment themselves through their own actions, through their behavior, and through their own words. You reap what you sow. And I think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. So anyway, guys,
Patrick
I wanted to make this
Bet-David
video
said
and talk about it.
The 14th most searched word on X today has been. Remember what it was?
There was a couple of them.
Civil War.
It's the only way out of it.
And that's about all I've got to say. So I hope to be back soon. I'll record videos when I can here and there. But for the most part, as I said before, my dad has had so many really serious issues going on. I need to devote my full attention to making sure that he's healthy and taken care of. And so as much as I look forward to streaming, this has to take priority. I don't have a time frame. It will probably be a matter of weeks and maybe not even that long until I'm back regularly. And so hopefully that's the case. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Another senseless death that never needed to happen. And I think that anybody who was, you know, talking about this and turning up the heat on any of this type of political rhetoric and discussing, or at least, you know, flirting with the idea of political violence, I think all of those people have made themselves acceptable targets in all of the worst ways possible. And I don't think that this is a good thing either, but I think it's happened. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And I guess I'll see you soon. Anyway, peace.
Jesus. That's the way he ends that. All right. Oh.
If I asked you what country this was, what would you say? It's actually New York City, USA, an enclave called Little Palestine inside of Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. The signs are in Arabic, there aren't any American flags in sight, and it was here that a daycare center owner told me that October 7th was a good thing.
So you feel like October 7th was good? Yeah?
Well, of course. I've come back to Little Palestine to expose the truth behind the group of Orthodox Jews you've seen in all my protest videos. They're always at the front, representing the perception that Jews stand against the West. It's time the world knows the truth about this group, and what better way than to speak to their leader? Welcome back to the Nate Friedman Show.
Hey man, how you doing? Hey, mind if I ask you guys a question? Because we spoke earlier? I'm working for myself. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Okay, cool.
You work for yourself? What's the name of your blog?
Nate Friedman. Can you tell me what you're doing out here?
We are here while Gaza is starving. We as Jewish people have
Yeah.
obligation to stand up and say this is not in our name. This has to be stopped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zionism is not Judaism, and they're not speaking in the name of the Jewish people.
Yeah.
All that the state of Israel is standing
Yeah.
is against our
Yeah.
religion.
So you stand with Gaza?
We stand with Gaza. We
Yeah.
stand with Palestine.
Do you believe that you could physically stand in Gaza dressed as you are and be
Yes.
alive?
We war in Gaza, and I know this is Zionist propaganda.
Okay.
To say that Jews cannot live with the Palestinians together, but we used to live in peace together with the Palestinian people for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
This is true false
But
propaganda.
right now, but I'm
This is the
asking.
Zi- This is the
I'm not- it's
Zionist
not-
media. Right now, yes. 6 years ago,
Okay.
we went to Gaza.
I'm gonna
The
go to
Gaza
sleep,
people
bro.
don't have
It's
any
2
problem
o'clock.
with the
I need
Jewish
to-
people as the Jewish
I need to
religion. They have a
kinda
problem
catch
with
up on
the
sleep.
proclamation of the state of Israel.
They most certainly.
What is that?
I'm gonna catch up. It's 2 in the morning here. I'm gonna go to sleep.
I feel you. Probably gonna call it a stream too.
All
Oh,
right,
hey,
man.
we got someone watching on Facebook here for a second. Huh.
Yeah. Well.
Hello, Facebook friend. Whoever's watching, you want to join as a speaker? You join
Yeah.
as a speaker.
Tell me how evil I am.
What? But yeah, I'm probably just gonna. Oh yeah, I haven't even opened Steam yet today. I haven't even played any video games.
Nah, dude, it's not one of those days. It's a
Like-
day to be like, what the fuck? Yup. I'd say it's probably one of the most shocking days of this decade so far. Remember, Andrew, it's only okay when the liberals do it. It's brave and positive and bold and should be celebrated. But if you disagree, you should be killed.
Yup.
We'll just leave it at that. I'm going to bed, dude. Have a good night. Toodles.
Toodles. Love you, bro.
Bye bye.
Super had a lot of fun tonight. All right. Well, I guess I'll save this video to watch later with somebody else. Unless whoever's watching right now on Facebook, if you'd like to join as a speaker, we could give live commentary on this. Oh, thank you for everything, Charlie. I miss you dearly. Oh, man. This video was done before I heard about Charlie's horrific assassination. What you may not know about Charlie is that not only was he one of the greatest journalists to ever walk the earth, but he lifted other journalists up. I had the tremendous honor of talking with him in person recently, and no one loved this country as much as he did. There will never be another Charlie Kirk. Please pray for his family. I have been. Yeah, it's sad. All right. Well, whoever you are on Facebook, I love you, and I hope you're having a good night. I hope in spite of all the sad stuff, I hope that you're wow. Yeah. Everyone's telling Nate to be safe. That's crazy. But yeah, whoever you are on Facebook, I hope you're doing amazing. And yeah. And you're dope. You're freaking cool. And you make the world a better place by being you. Yep. And I mean that to the other 26 people on X watching right now. Even though you're all probably bots. Or at least some of you. I don't know. Someone drop a comment if you're real. All right. I think we will stop sharing and I'll watch this video on. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's time. It's time to. Oh, Cree just watch. Oh, is Cree watching right now? What's up, Cree? Thanks for liking my post. Thanks for liking my stream, Cree. All right, it's time for me to start winding down, and by that I mean getting out of my freaking work clothes. I'm over here in slacks and a button up this whole time. Goodness gracious, what am I doing? All right. It's time to get comfy. Comfy time. All right. We're going to play some Sekiro. Oh, man, I really want to buy Kenshi. Kenshi looks like such a good RPG. But yeah, I'm feeling some more Sekiro. This game is so dope. Truly the dopest. All right, coming back in. 2 shaves and a haircut. No, you're shaving a haircut. 2 bits. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Time for some video games. After, man, feeling good. Feeling good about the freaking hustle. We got what? Worked 8 to 5, and then been streaming for what, like 3 hours an hour or something, and maybe almost, yeah, like 3 hours I think, and had the best turnout yet in terms of like guest speakers and people coming on. I'm feeling great. It's like getting the proof of concept down of having, you know, multiple people popping in at different times throughout the night, you know, switching things up, changing conversations depending on, you know, who's on, and people getting along together on the stream, and it's dope. All right. Share the entire screen. Probably gonna have to turn down the graphic settings a bit because I'm streaming. What time is it? Midnight? Okay. Probably play for an hour. Then that hour is going to become 2 hours. Trying not to show my underwear, you know, my boxers. All right. Move this over here. Get comfy. It's gaming time. Oh yeah, baby, you know it. All right, time to play the game. All right. Yeah, let's turn the graphics down a little bit. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay. Let's untangle. I need to get my cables organized because it's just a wild west of cables down here. Wild west. Wild wabbit of west. All right. I don't know what I'm saying or doing. All right. Wow, that is a bend in the cable. That is crazy. All right. Get you up here. You sit right there. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Mouse immediately fell. Okay. Wow, this is literally the worst I've ever seen a cable tangle. We're just gonna just gonna pray. I still want my mouse moving because when my mouse moves while I have the controller in my hand, it does weird things, and it's just yeah. All right. And the game still looks incredible. Look at that. Set everything to low, and it's still beautiful. Still runs a little slow, though. Come on, buddy. Attack. How do I... Oh, did I unequip my... Wait. I have way more than this. I am way further in the game than this. What's going on? Huh? Wait a second. Something's not right. Something is not right here. I'm sorry, guys. What the Nellies? All right. Yeah, quit Sekiro. Okay. Oh, are we not? I wasn't even sharing my screen. What am I doing? All right. And then we'll edit and put you over here and align to the top and save and just update. Okay. I wasn't even sharing the game. You know what? I want my brain to relax. Yeah, I'm just going to call it a night. I'm just going to play by myself. Much love to everyone watching. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the conversations that were had tonight. We had some yeah, some really good stuff was said tonight. And some yeah. And Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, and he's gonna do incredible things in heaven. And you know it. And I know God's with his wife and kids. So all right. Good night, internet. We're out skis.